Okay, hello Arcanauts, welcome to the Sunday Sub Battles livestream. As always, standard caveats apply. I'm in Scotland, internet connection here is terrible, and we've had technical difficulties before, so do please inform me if anything goes wrong. That being said, welcome. As you already have a whole bunch of people in the chat, that's fantastic. Lukak, yes, I did not accept your battle invite. I was preparing the live stream, but also yes, I live in constant fear of your elite Mabinogi Duel skills. So many people. Majin, you hope you guys are ready for the madness. Neon, Ave Arceus. Okay, naming me after the Pokemon god. Fantastic. Okay, you misspelled Morituri, but I appreciate the attempt. Salutant, thank you very much. Maybe 3 people on Twitch. Good game. Yeah. Oh yes, I should mention, as always, everybody, if you can go onto Twitch, please do go onto Twitch. You can see everybody's chat down here, and it's the more stable platform. Hello, Nix. Hello, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. I figured that, as per usual, while we're waiting for everybody to log in, find their seats, eat their popcorn, etc., we'd just muck around for the first 5 minutes. And then we'll get into the experimental test round, and then we'll do the sub-battles. So, yeah, I'm just mucking around in the lab. No particular reason, but hey. Shinami, make that 4. Good. The Twitch side is growing. Even more reason, actually, now to start moving people across to Twitch, because they're going to be doing that thing next month, aren't they? Where they're going to open up proper affiliation for people like me, who don't have 1,000,000,001 followers. Previously, the chat disappeared, Moth. Yes, it did. Yes, the internet did go down. Fair warning to everybody who's watching. If the internet does go down, don't panic too much. It'll only be down for about 30 seconds. Is usually how long it goes for. I don't know why the internet just does weird things here. Yes, Minibe, come on, come all people, move to Twitch. Brian, you're looking forward to a 32-player tournament? Yeah, we're going to discuss that. I don't have anything necessarily against moving up to a 32-player tournament, of course, but it's the kind of thing we're going to have to talk about very carefully before we do it. You know, walk before you can run and all that. But yeah, we'll have a discussion about it in the Discord. Imagine you move to Twitch when it's your turn to duel. To avoid any confusion, your Twitch is Zuno-sama. We'll try to remember that. Neon's just welcoming everybody. Thank you so much. Neon lady killed my stuff. Moth, chat itself went down before the remember the video was up and everything, but we couldn't see the chat under your face. Well, it didn't go down. I turned it off because it glitched out when the internet went down. I don't know why, but it did. So, wait, I'm not using that right, am I? No, I should put gold in this deck. No, it's just mucking around. So, just so that I can get a quick idea of who's ready to go for the experimental first round of the sub battles. Can everybody who signed up in the Werner's Lab in the Discord thing, please just quickly sound off in the chat box, just so that I know exactly how many people we have right now. Camerai wants everyone to make use of Kappa, if you're in the Twitch side of things. Absolutely. Let's just drop her, why not? But yes, if everybody who's going to be involved in the experimental test rules round, just let me know that you're around and ready to go in the chat. Moth, ready to experiment. Lovely. Oh, I hurt my throat. A3, Minibe, you're ready to go. Good. Enata, ready to roll. Autobots, roll out. Nice job. My deck was just used to defeat somebody, even though I literally just threw random cards into it. As you can tell, because I'm using a card that relies on gold to generate creatures, and I don't have gold. That's a bit worrying, actually. Oh, I won. Hooray. Lukak, the face when you get the shiny dark card in the Ancient Vampire booster pack, and it's a Shadow Vampire. Yeah, that's a little ouch. More like ready to troll. You guys had better not be. Xenosama, you wish you could get those heroes from Blaze Blue. Do I think it'll come back any day? Xenosama, nope. I don't. Unfortunately. Shinster's ready. Good. Excellent. Alright, so we have enough people to make a start. Let's pull out of this then. That's what she said. Etc, etc. Fill in your own perverted joke here. I'm far too tired. I only had a few hours sleep. Bear with me. Okay, we'll come out then, and I will start making notes here. Xenosama, any news about the Queen? No! No news about the Queen. I even, I asked DevCat when they were going to update the lab, and I just haven't heard from them. However, it should be noted that a lot of the staff is actually Japanese, and it's their golden week around this time, so they're actually away on holiday, most of them. Lukak, how are you guys always so rich? Well, you're not talking to me, I assume. 250,000. That is in fact what you said. Yes, thank you. Shinster, YouTube wasn't laggy, Twitch is. That is very strange. I suppose I'm going to start making notes. Yeah, yes. George, do dailies. Daily missions. I could, yeah, absolutely. Who, if anybody wants to see me do daily missions with my Vanished Thief's book, do let me know. I think I've done the advanced one for today, but I can do the others. Right, so Shinster's ready, Moth's ready. Okay, so you guys are all ready to go. Now, whoever is actually ready to immediately start fighting, like right now, please sound off in the chat, and I will put you into brackets, sort of first come, first serve. You know, first two people will fight each other, second two people will fight each other, so on. Xenosama's going to wait patiently till the hype consumes him, which, you know, that's sort of consigning yourself to fate there. So fate will, hype will consume me one day. I might as well let it take me now. Luke, you were in fact talking to me about what? I don't even remember now. Since it's going to move across to YouTube. Oh no. Xenosama ready? Okay. Moth, don't make your face. Okay, so let's see. Let's go Xenosama versus Ethne. Snow Leopard versus Enata. Versus... it'd be help if my pen had ink in it, wouldn't it? Xenosama's got to use the bathroom anxiety for no reason. None whatsoever. Lukak, when you were talking about rich people, wouldn't you really? 250,000 is rich in your book, is it? I mean, this is, you know, like a week's worth of saving up for me. It's really quite pathetic. Daniel, same rule, same as with the Discord. Well, yeah, the first round is experimental round. So the first round is for people who signed up on the Arcanauts Discord server under the Werner's Lab section, is to help us test a rule that we are considering for the upcoming tournament. Oh, you're talking about the gems, Lukak, right? Yeah, the gems are doing pretty well. I need to get them back up to around 1,400, though, before the next CGC release, which doesn't seem likely. Enata, how can you not know Snow Leopard's IGN? He's like in every top 10 PvP arena. Every time. Yep, Ethne is Minibe. In case Xenosama, you did not realize. Yeah, Xenosama is not the username. Minibe. I forget exactly how it's spelled, so we'll tell you. Moth, Thark, since I don't do much in the market, how do I make 250k in a week? I do dailies, I do drafts, I farm the roulette, and I get gifts, which is very nice, very helpful from people. And obviously I sell my cards to newbies, so I get a little bit of gold that way. I always sell them for minimum price. Yep, Enamatis is Riven Steel. Daniel is ready for round one. Good. Yep. Xenosama Matcha 0-0. I wasn't sure if it was 00 or 00, but it's 0-0. Okay. So Daniel, otherwise known as Axia, I am pretty sure. Do correct me if not. Ancalagon, good evening. Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. Moth, you always use that emoji. Okay, so far we have Xenosama, otherwise known as Matcha 00, versus Ethne, otherwise known as Minibe. Then it's Snow Leopard versus Enamata. Then it is Axia versus somebody. So, Evil Bart, you're here. Excellent, excellent. I'm so glad to hear it. Just don't tell anyone to eat your shorts and we'll all be fine. Elora, ready also. Good, you can fight Axia. Elora, I suggest you wear your Xena glasses so as to completely distract him. Right, so that's 6 people so far. We have another 6 that were signed up. So we need to see if they're going to be ready or not to go. It's very relaxed with these this test round. Ideally, everybody that signed up will jump in and do the experimental fight, just so we get as large sort of a research pool as possible. But if they don't, it's not a huge big deal. Void, hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Shinster, are you ready or not? I haven't got you written down on the list yet because I haven't heard like a I am ready like right this second. The video stopped, did it? Not on my streams. No, not for me. I don't know, maybe Twitch is being weird with you. So, yes, Matcha versus Minibe, then Snow Leopard versus Enata, then Axia versus Aora, then Shinster versus somebody. Shinami, just give it some time to load, I guess. Yeah, if it's buffering, click on the cog wheel, go to video quality, and select the lower quality. That's for Twitch. I should clarify. Let's get rid of that. Don't like it. No, thank you. Okay, so who else is ready that was signed up for the Verner's Lab thing? It didn't stop. Good here at YouTube. Neon, good. Yeah, I mean, I've got like the feed things opened up, so it seems all right. I'm just going to quickly check. Who else did we have signed up? Moth, you haven't done it yet. Ancalagon, is this sub battles? It is sub battles, but this first round is for people who signed up on the Arcanauts Discord server. So it's technically a sub battle since it's only for people that subscribed or joined the Discord server. But yeah, so we're still missing Kangi, Gamer404, Nick Stalker, Majin Gin Tonics, and Moth and Galliamir. Yes. So we'll wait another minute or two for anybody else who's sort of signed up to jump in. But if nobody else does, then we'll just carry on and we'll just sign people up as they pop in. Moth, you're ready to experiment as you... Okay, good. Well, you didn't want to go up against each, but I called for a second round. I just wanted to know who was here, and everybody shouted out. Then I said, please shout out again to let me know that you're ready right this very second. But it looks like you're going up against Shinster, so... Tardy people, they are indeed, yes. You hate streaming while you're at the bus, so laggy. Yeah, I can sympathize. Okay, that's enough to make a start on. That's 4 fights. So that's 8 people who are ready to go. Okay, let's begin then. For clarity, everybody who's getting involved in this, please pay attention. First fight is Xenosama versus Aethne, so Matcha versus Minibe. Second fight is Snow Leopard versus Enata. Third fight, Axia versus Aora. Fourth fight, Shinster versus Moth. Okay, so guys, if you don't have each other added as friends, please do that now. Matcha and Minibe, when you guys are ready, just let me know in the chat thing. Tiboa, you're not part of this first one. Moth, you are fully ready in all ways. That's terrifying. Evil Bart, how to sign up? You can't sign up for this first round. After this first round is over, then everybody can sign up through the chat. But this first round is to help us test an upcoming tournament rule. So everybody who's involved in it now signed up on the Arcanauts Discord server. In case you don't know what that is, I'll link the invite here. There we go. Ancalagon is rooting for you, Moth. I specifically put you against Shinster to spite you. Xenosama, Matcha's ready to roll. Good, good. Tiboa, nobody wasn't added me because you're level 19. Well, nobody's... well, you have to sign up in the Discord thing for these things. And Minibe is ready. Galliamir is taking the place of Gin Tonics. He said, oh yes, I forgot. Yes, I did mention Gin Tonics and Galliamir, but yes, it's in fact Galliamir is taking the place of Gin Tonics. Okay, so Minibe and Matcha. Now, yep, good. I do have Minibe at the very least. I should have Matcha on my list, but he's not showing up, so I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, Minibe and Matcha, when you guys are prepared, are ready, set, and go. And we'll make a start. Moth, you should just never ask for anything specific, so I'll just do the exact opposite. That was unfortunate. I do apologize, Moth. It wasn't on purpose, I swear. But next time, maybe you'll think twice before taking my pudding cup. Just going to randomly assign mean things to you. Ba-dum. Okay, yep, there we go. Good. The transition is over, and here we go. All right, so this is to experiment with a tournament rule. Matcha up at the top using Schooled Hero, very cool. No mutants, and Minibe down at the bottom with Elysis and 4 mutants. Both players using Mana, Nature, and Light. Let's see how this goes. George, where did the ready set goat come from? I think somebody wrote go at one point. Wait until I say go, kind of thing. But their autocorrect corrected it to goat, so I think that's pretty much where it came from. But somebody else can correct me if necessary. Okay, so Minibe decides to charge up, playing it defensively, and it goes straight into nature, which isn't great for him. A balanced, either into mana or light would have been better. But okay, so Matcha also performs a charge, also goes into his dominant resource, so both players are obviously doing equal for resources, but nobody's getting a very good spread right now. Let's see if Minibe decides to be more aggressive, or if he's going to keep charging up and try to bait out a active response from Matcha so that he can counter it. We're going to see, I think, some fairly conservative playstyles during this test because of the ban rule that's in place here. Everybody that is involved in this first round was allowed to ban 2 cards. Out comes the Battle Force Enata. I will pop that open for people who don't know what it is, because it is technically a collaboration card, and a lot of people may not have seen it before. It's a good card. You'll see it quite a lot in PvE, in the rookie arena, and occasionally in PvP, although it's not that popular there. Out comes a surprise attack that does hurt the Nata, but unfortunately does not quite kill it. Enamata. No, different guy. Nata. Nata, of course, having 13 HP equivalency with his defense at level 1, so just outside of that surprise attack kill range. Galliamir, welcome, welcome. Are you ready to get involved in the fight, Galliamir? Do let me know. So, Minibe's turn, thinking about it. Maybe not thinking about it, of course. Some of these players may be having difficulty with connections. Off goes the Enata damage, and down goes the Lady Share +1. That puts Matcha into a very awkward position. Drops a trap in the castle, which is an excellent answer. There's no way Share is going to transform with all 5 of those creatures out there. And Enata is, of course, going to go down to that trap unless Minibe decides to clear it. Let's see what he goes with. Moth, you always associated Enata with Enamata as well, actually. Slipped up. It's not an insult anyway, Enamata. I mean, look at that guy. Look how cool he is. You know you want to be him. Okay, so Minibe does decide to take care of that trap in front of the Nata, not Enamata. And the ball is back in Matcha's court. Does he decide to take care of the Nata now, or is he going to level up? He does decide to take care of that Nata. Down it goes, and at this point, Minibe's best option really is to level up, and that's what he does. Matcha's turn, leveling up in suit, no doubt. Yep, there he goes. And both players doing pretty evenly. Matcha doing slightly better for resources. Well, actually, no. He is doing evenly for resources. Minibe summons a growth vine. Will he charge up now in order to boost it? He does. He charges up. That boosts the growth vine to a 4/14, and it becomes something that Matcha really needs to answer. Out comes the Phantom of the Wolf. There we go. Charges up those traps. A perfect positioning on that Phantom of the Wolf. And down goes the Religious Confession, going to seal that growth vine, prevent it from doing anything. 6 damage comes out from those traps, and Share takes a little bit of damage. It's a Trap Wolf deck, cries George. Yes. Yes, Trap Wolf deck. Called it, as expected, Ancalagon. Yep. Nata has been nerfed, right? No, Nata wasn't nerfed. No. Nata hasn't been touched since its release. Out comes a trap in the castle of Minibe's very own, and that is going to counter Matcha's trap in the castle. So let's see. He decides to charge up to regain some of those lost resources. He goes into his dominant resource, which is a little bit unfortunate for him, but it might work out quite well if he has Ice Spear ready to go. Pretty sure that wasn't banned, but I could be wrong. I honestly don't remember those 24 bans On the card thing. Okay, down go all those traps. Lady Share, of course, not doing fantastically well. But the Growth Vine will kill that Phantom of the Wolf without any removals coming out from Matcha. So, charge up, and that heals thanks to Skull's ability, and another charge up. Minibe is just going to take this slowly, take this defensively. He's not too worried at the moment. Matcha can't really do a significant amount of damage to him, and he is leading in terms of HP. Matcha decides to level up before going for any creature or removal drops. Let's see if he has a plan. Moth, you don't think Ice Spear was banned? I didn't think it was, but I'm not 100% sure. Out comes the Beastmaster Klaus, and down goes Share. Beastmaster Klaus summons, ooh, a Beast Jurgen. That is going to hurt Minibe. That is an unpleasant thing to have to deal with at this point in time, and a very lucky pull off Klaus. Let's see. Evil Bart, this is why you always use Hellhound. Yep. Charlie, Lauren, you say hi. Everybody say hello to my cousins, Charlie and Laura. Hello. Are you guys still smelly? I think you're still smelly. So, Minibe charges up. Not entirely sure if he has any way of dealing with this Beast Jurgen that's now out onto the field. And, of course, Beastmaster Klaus himself with a very decent attack value at 9. Thanks to the Phantom of the Wolf and the trap out there as well. Very awkward situation for Minibe to be in, but let's see. He might have a plan. He brings out Holy Spear. Interesting plan. So, of course, that's not really going to kill Jurgen. Jurgen can't be killed outright like that. He has to be transformed first, but it will get that Beastmaster Klaus, the Phantom of the Wolf, and that charged up trap off the board. I'm saying hello to my smelly cousins. Thank you so much. Jurgen, this is the way you can pull the banned card. Yes. Elora saying hello to my fam. And yeah, to be fair, I was actually asked if this was going to be okay, if Beastmaster Klaus was allowed to be brought out, because it could, in fact, summon banned cards like Jurgen. And I said yeah, because, it's completely luck-based, and hey, guess what? First Klaus, first drop, first pull, and it's a Jurgen. Outstanding. So the Vampire comes out in order to block off the Jurgen. Of course, that's not going to be able to properly kill the Jurgen, and every time the Vampire lands a finishing blow and transforms it back into its beast form, it's going to do AoE damage and all kinds of things, when it starts flickering back and forth between beastkin and beast forms. So it's a bit of a delaying mechanism there on Minibe's side, obviously hoping to just stop the damage coming out from beastkin Jurgen, flood the rest of the field, see what he can do about out-damaging Matcha. Moth, he usually brings out Jurgen for you, does he? Oh, and that's unfortunate. That vampire gets turned into a frog. Jurgen's going to immediately take that down, and that leaves Jurgen right back out onto the field again. Minibe still in the awkward position he was in at the beginning of last turn. Ancalagon, what are the banned cards? If you go on to the Arcanauts Discord server and you head to Werner's Lab, you'll be able to find it there. Out comes the Cocoon, and that is, in fact, going to stop that Jurgen. Expensive and unfortunate that he couldn't bring it out before bringing out the Holy Spear, but down it goes, thanks to the Cocoon and the Mana-Holding Missile, and out comes Lady Share. Now, Matcha, of course, leading quite drastically now in terms of resources with 4, 5, and 8, compared to Minibe's 4, 1, and 1. But let's see what he can do. He brings out Alron, which is a very interesting block card. Just going to put it right down in front of Lady Share, so that he doesn't take even the 1 damage off Share's charged up attack value. And then the vines, of course, will start spawning unless Minibe can counter that Alron pretty quickly. He charges up. What does it go into? It goes into nature. Good. All right. So that's nicely balanced for Minibe. Much better than more of it going into mana. Charges up again, and that one goes into light, so he is actually getting a nicely sort of balanced group of charges. He decides to charge again, trying to regain some resource parity, hoping perhaps that Matcha will overextend in resources now and allow him to bring out an AoE that he may have lurking in the background. Matcha, though, charging up a couple of times so far, just trying to maintain a resource lead, and he does in fact bring out white now. Interesting. So if Alron goes down, then she's going to be brought right back out again. Of course, if you use an AoE and it goes left to right, white now will go down first, and she doesn't resurrect herself. So let's see if Minibe can answer this new threat. Moth has linked all of the banned cards into the chat. Thank you very much, Moth. I appreciate it. It's a little ugly, but hey, most people can interpret that. Benasser, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. Masa, could you... Emito deck... Tell me, I'm not sure what that entirely means. If you want to see everybody's deck, they're generally very happy to share them. Just go to the Discord, the Arcanauts Discord channel. So Minibe still considering his options here, of which he does not have many. Unfortunately, he's out of resources for the Holy Spear. There's no way he can bring that back out again. It's going to cost at least 8 at this point. And any AoEs that he may have in mana are not going to eliminate that white now. They would perhaps take down the Alron depending on the spell, but then of course now just bring it right back. Out comes a Lin, and that deals damage to now, weakening her. Interesting choice. Perhaps he's weakening her for something. Let's find out, because as it stands, that Lin is going to take 2 turns to kill the now. Well, 2 turns to get the now within fatal range, so it's going to take 3 attacks. Discards into light and then charges up again, maybe charging up for a Holy Spear, but in which case the Lin drop was not. Would have been basically a defensive drop, just trying to prevent fatal damage coming out on him. Of course, with Alron and the 2 vines, it is going to be 11 damage coming right out onto Minibe, which is painful. But with that discard and charge, he will have enough resources now to bring out a Holy Spear, which he does. But it is countered. Ouch, unfortunate. Well dropped by Matcha. Unfortunate to Minibe, and with 2, 5, and 0 resources and nothing on the field other than a Lin, I don't really see how he can possibly hope to win at this point. Brings out the Lychee, who switches places with the Lin, but of course doesn't really help him gain any ground there. And that's basically it. Matcha charges up once, twice, 3 times, the lady. And that is the finishing blow. Congratulations to Matcha. Vine finish. Always interesting to see. Well done. Well done. Where's my pen? Here's my pen. And done. Okay. Boo Lin. Okay, George is booing Lin. Pegasus and Brown are really enjoying the Lin. Moth, in the official tournament and all other iterations between now and then, I could list the banned cards, contestants, and other info in the description. Yes, I will. This is just like a test, as I said. So we're not doing that. But yes, if we go for ban lists, I will have like a special thing up either in the description, or more likely I'll find a place to put it actually on the screen. Because obviously Twitch doesn't get a descriptions box. Good game and well played to both people. Matcha is George's new waifu. Interesting. All because of Jurgen. Well, the Jurgen definitely helped. Jurgen was definitely a very good good bring out. Minibe, Skathach, not even out. Rip. It was a very good fight. Very good fight. Okay, up next is Snow Leopard versus Enata. When you guys are ready, please let me know in the chat, and then invite each other to fight. I have a gift from Reaper, Twilight, Thekas, or the Cas, and Neonworks. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. That's going to come in handy for buying the cards and making the videos. Matcha must have a lot of high-end resource cards in his deck. I have no idea. You can ask him. Well, I do know because he sent me the link, I'm pretty sure. But yeah. Moth, you know nothing of Twitch. No, nothing of Twitch. Yeah, it doesn't really have a description box in the same way that YouTube does. I can create sections and put stuff down there, but honestly it would be easier, I think, if I just listed rules and banned cards and things somewhere on the screen. That's what we will probably end up doing. I'll have like a little thing up top maybe. Thank God it's friendly duels. Your internet might have a few tiny lags if the AI plays for you. Rip, Shinster. At least that can't happen in friendly duels. Yes, true. Is Atharaxia on my friends list, Laura? Yeah, pretty sure. I should have everybody from the last tournament on my friends list. Nobody's in alphabetical order here. Hold on. Well, he's not showing up, but then again, as I say, all of this stuff is out of, or it's not in alphabetical order. Don't see him. Oh, they're starting. Okay. I should be paying more attention, shouldn't I? Oh, good. They're starting yet, but the transition hasn't begun yet. Good, good. Good, good. Wrong deck, Enata. Okay. All right, everybody. We'll take a 30-second pause while Enata gets the weird thing. Evil Bart, you've been in Twitch before. It's all weird, full of spamming, fan. Yes. It can get a bit weird. We'll just pop into the spectate just in case this is working properly now. Okay, so Snow Leopard versus Rivensteel looks like they are using the right cards. Good, excellent. So Rivensteel, Enata, and Snow Leopard down the bottom. I'll refer to them by their in-game names now. Okay, so Rivensteel with no mutants and Snow Leopard with either 1 or 0. It's impossible to tell with Fene if her ability activates right at the beginning before we've loaded in properly. Gold, Nature, and Light Up at the top, and another Skald hero. Very cool, always my favorite art-wise. I don't know why, just find her to be a very beautiful character. And down at the bottom, Gold, Mana, and Nature. Okay, out comes Ragnar the Blood Edge, which is quite interesting, and Summoning Commission on top of it. So worked out pretty well there for Snow Leopard. Could have been anything that came out there. And out comes the Log Trap, immediately dealing with that Ragnar. Good grief. Tiboa, add you give me a light command hunting. I would very much appreciate that, Tiboa. You have to send me a thing. Laura, you did see Athraxia in my scrolling. Good. It's a little small on my screen. I don't want to have to do like this. Out comes the Leopard on Rivensteel's side, and Snow Leopard and Rivensteel obviously both up at level 2. Both players raced up as high as they could, and now their resources are obviously very high. Everyone should have an answer to everything at this point. Snow Leopard decides to charge, sees which resource it goes into gold, giving him 8, 7, and 8. So let's see. Scold, aka Ark's waifu. No, I have a waifu that was specially created for me by Brown. And the Leopard does in fact get the damage off. Snow Leopard not really caring too much about that apparently. Discards into Nature, which is quite interesting. Counterspell perhaps, Counter Summon perhaps. Could be either one. The Leopard gets another blow off on the Snow Leopard, and out comes the Firebolt to take care of that at long last. Snow Leopard not quite ready to level up just yet, so decides to charge, trying to maintain as much of a resource gap as possible. Lorna comes out from Rivensteel's side, and he levels up to 3. Snow Leopard's turn. Let's see. He levels up to 3. It goes into mana, which is quite good for him. And the Magic Missile comes out and takes care of that Lorna. Rivensteel's turn. Both players just got an astronomical amount of resources at the moment. Both players playing very, very defensively. Let's see how it works out for them. Kalpesh, are there any rules? Just the rules that are listed in the Werner's lab. Kalpesh. Redheads have no souls. Fair enough. Yes, according to South Park, yes. Gingers have no souls. Not that it matters. Have you ever seen a red-headed Scottish swords dancer? You don't care if they have souls or not. They are poetry in motion. Out comes that Leopard once again. Both players are just playing really, really defensively right now. Just have an astronomical amount of resources. So let's see. Unwilling Call. Very interesting. That comes out, brings out Lorna onto the field, and of course gives Snow Leopard some resources back. Drops a Paralyzing Bomb. Also very interesting. And Network's trying to resolve a thing. It all seems to be going okay, though. Just double check my internet's okay. Yeah, my internet's alright. Weird. So let's see. So the Paralyzing Bomb came out. Leopard and Lorna not able to do anything. The Unwilling Call, a very interesting pick by Snow Leopard there. Let's see if he has a plan in mind. So Rivensteel almost up at maximum nature there. Drum Magic Circle comes out in front of both the Leopard and the Lorna, and there's the Barter, switching places with both of them. Alright, so for everyone who's not aware, this is what the Feint Magic Circles do. If destroyed by an opponent's spell, reduces the cost of the spell with the highest cost by 1 from your hand. It's really just very, very pointless. It makes for very good barter shenanigans, though. Counterspell comes out to deal with that Forest Fire, and one of Rivensteel's AoEs is down. With Nature and Light, it's unlikely that he has too many other AoEs. Really, Holy Spear is about the only other one. So let's see what he decides to do here. He could bring out more creatures on either side and just ignore the Leopard and the Lorna for the moment. And it looks like that's what he's going to do. He's going to bring out Ragnar the Blood Edge off to the right-hand side of center. And he's going to charge up, try to maintain as much of a resource gap as he possibly can. Check the Werner's lag. Werner's lag. So as the man lags every few seconds, click on the little gear icon and select the lower video quality. Ragnar the Blood Edge gets betrayed onto Snow Leopard's side, and that is actually a significant amount of damage there ready to go out onto Rivensteel unless you can answer. That's what, 16 plus 6. So yeah, that's 22 damage ready to go. Out comes the Golden Garden Eagle. It does take care of that Leopard in one fell swoop, and that puts 12 damage now onto Rivensteel's side and 15 onto Snow Leopard's. But of course, that Ragnar is going to transfer himself across. Out comes Linker Elvenkir, does damage to himself and to the Lorna, takes care of that Lorna and heals himself and Rivensteel right back up again. Ragnar now ready to do his attack, but of course we'll jump back across to Rivensteel's side once he's done. Ultimate Wave of Evolution comes out, bringing out a Boro +1. Very interesting. So a complete field flood mechanic there. And the Log Trap comes out in the middle to take care of that guy and the little Linker. So the Golden Garden Eagle can take care of one of those wolves, and Ragnar will pop back across now, but that still does leave, what, 13 plus 8, so 21 damage on Snow Leopard's side. So Rivensteel does need to answer this. Now Rivensteel could bring out another Forest Fire. Snow Leopard, it doesn't look like he has enough resources for the counterspell unless he had a second one in his deck. So let's see how this goes. A Betrayal, interesting. Out, so the Wolf King Boro +1 moves across to Rivensteel's side, and the Holy Missile comes out to take care of the wolf in front there. That is going to open up the Golden Garden Eagle, and Ragnar the Blood Edge manages to get the finishing blow against Snow Leopard. Very nicely fought on Rivensteel's side there against a Barter and a Wave of Evolution deck. Nicely done on both players' sides. Vernon's like must have been a Freudian slip, yes. Yes, leave me alone for today's Scam Cat. We're doing things. Boros, yeah, 17 resource Boro. Yeah, not so great. Not so great. All right, but congratulations to both players there. Very nicely done. I have a message here. Let's see, a gift from Sloth Lord. Thank you very much, Sloth. I appreciate that. Every little bit helps. Need to build up those gems so we can get the hold of the new CGC releases in a couple of days. Well done there to both Snow Leopard and Enata. Nicely fought. Okay. Next up, Atheraxia versus Elora. Kalpesh, you are ready for the fight. Good. I assume that you have your tournament, well, you have your test tournament deck ready. So, Kangi, Galliamir, I asked you this before, but are you ready? I didn't check. I turned from a slow defensive fight to a fight that lasted 2 turns of intense battle. Yeah. Kalpesh, sign you up. You're already signed up, Kalpesh, remember? Werner's Lab? You on the Discord, you signed up. Your bans were Nerva and Jane. You were the first person to sign up. He was literally the first person to sign up for this. How have you forgotten this? You're freaking me out, Kalpesh. Freaking me out. Okay, so next up, yes, as I say, Atheraxia versus Elora. When you guys are both ready, please comment in the chat to let me know, and then make a start. Yes, there's Atheraxia. Good. And I was pretty sure I had Elora on my friends list. Maybe she's not online at the moment. Nathan, Enata, or Nata, as we'll now call you. Time for you to turn in for the night. Well, okay. Thanks for stopping by the stream. Good night, and good fight. Let's see. Guess how CGC release will be 80% surprise since they refused to fix the lab notice. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so Atheraxia ready, Elora ready. Good. There we go. Yep. You're busy with studies, you forgot. And Nick, you're ready as well. Okay, I'll sign you up against Kangi, good. Okay, so Elora up at the top and Atheraxia down at the bottom. Elora with 2 mutants using those glasses that we all know. And Atheraxia down at the bottom with a very interesting Noah, looks like hero. So let's see how this goes. So Leopard comes out on Atheraxia's side. The colorless Soulstone Gold variant comes out on Elora's side. Atheraxia discards Darkness into the grave, which is quite interesting. Let's see what Elora does. Revives from the grave in order to pull whatever card that was back out again. Leopard smacks into Elora, taking her health down. Atheraxia, of course, up at level 2 with a little bit more, with a little bit of a boost to XP there. And Elora only just now managing to get to the point where she can level up. Brings out the Kadir's Flying Sword in order to block off that Leopard. So let's see, Atheraxia could answer that, pretty much has to, otherwise the Flying Sword is guaranteed to kill the Leopard. But of course anything that he uses now to remove that Kadir's Flying Sword is going to be significantly more expensive than the Kadir's Flying Sword itself cost to cast. So let's see. Out comes the Witch Cheshire +1, looks like he's not going to bother removing the Kadir's Flying Sword, he's simply going to try to transform it into a cat, and that's going to work out very well for him because Elora is now in a very awkward position here. Save the Kadir's Flying Sword, not level up, or level up and just doom the Kadir's Flying Sword. Chooses to level up and doom the Kadir's Flying Sword. Nothing else that she could really have done there. And it gets turned into a Black Cat by Cheshire's ability, ensuring that the Leopard will now kill the Black Cat unless Elora uses resources in order to remove it. Atheraxia charging up and it's going into mana. And charging up again goes into gold. Slightly unfortunate charges there. One at least going into black would have balanced out the resources a little bit better. But that's not too bad. Firebolt comes out and deals with that. Well, doesn't deal with the Witch Cheshire, but damages the Witch Cheshire down to 2 HP. So let's see. Let's see. And out comes the Goblin Shredder to take care of the rest of the HP on that Cheshire. Okay, so that Black Cat will go down to the Leopard now, but Elora does have a bigger presence thanks to that Goblin Shredder. Out comes a Goblin Chieftain, not a +1 variant, just his standard. Drops a couple of Goblins. Fortunately for Atheraxia, the one that was dropped on the far right-hand side was a level 2, which ensures that it will survive the attack from the Goblin Shredder. Out comes an Undine Aora -1. Always an interesting side to see. And a Tailor Miss Shelley that is going to take care of one of those cards. It takes care of the Goblin and summons the Jumbled Zombie. The Goblin Shredder, of course, smacks into the Goblin but doesn't manage to kill it. And Atheraxia now is in a little bit of an awkward situation here. An AoE, of course, would be nice, but in doing so, the Akora's ability will activate and drop the attack value of all the creatures on his side of the field. Not a good situation not a good situation to be in, I should say. Void, you'll sign up. You can't sign up for this first round that we're doing right now because it's a tournament test, and everybody had to sign up on the Arcanauts Discord server. But you can absolutely sign up for these the second and the third sub-battle rounds that will be happening right after this round is over. So Turn to Frog takes care of that Tailor Miss Shelley and allows the Leopard to get a little bit more damage off. Atheraxia at this point just aiming to simply out-damage his opponent. Agita comes out, which Moth will no doubt be very happy to see, given that this card that he enjoys using in particular decks himself. And the Goblin Shredder does kill that other goblin that the Goblin Chieftain summoned. So Atheraxia now revives, damages Elora thanks to L's ability. And what will he do now? Let's find out. It's L, slap, 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 cries Majin. Okay, so he's thinking about it. It's a bit of an awkward situation. As I said before, an AoE would obviously be the obvious way to go, but causes problems. Okay, so he decides to remove the creature in front of the Goblin Chieftain with a magic missile. Now, that is going to charge up the Jumbled Zombie, of course, so that's going to put 12 damage out onto Elora's side, but he does have Elora now down in fatal range. So Elora has to deal with that Goblin Chieftain. If she blocks him with a card, there's still a possibility that creature could be removed with an AoE. Brings out the Chief Guard of Tanor, deciding to block the Goblin Chieftain with a creature rather than remove it with a spell. So a little bit of gamble. Let's see if it pays off. Out comes a Paralyzing Bullet. No? Okay, no gamble at all. It's going to paralyze the Goblin Chieftain so that even if Tanor is killed, the Goblin Chieftain is not going to get the attack off this turn. Interesting maneuver. So let's see. what Ataraxia decides to do in response. With 5 gold and 9 darkness, there's a lot of possibilities, but his HP obviously pretty low. Decides to discard into gold, so he's going to go for the flame emission. That would be my guess. Another discard into gold. Flame emission? No betrayal. Oh, ouch. That's not going to work, though, because of that Chief Guard Tenor. That is 2 damage now. Elora only having 7 damage on the field means that Ataraxia will be taken down to 6 HP, but won't die from it. No, and Ataraxia doesn't have enough resource. It doesn't have enough cards in the grave for an Arrow of Revenge to land the finishing blow either. So Elora charges, and it goes into darkness. So let's see what happens. Out comes the Arrow of Revenge. That's going to do 3, but as I said, the Undine and the Aora... Oh, but thanks to that resurrection from L, that is going to allow the Jumbled Zombie to land the finishing blow. Congratulations to Elora, and well played to both players. That was right down to the wire at the end there. Very well played on both players' sides. Moth, Cheshire plus Agita is definitely going to make you happy, yes. Majin Adele, if Skeleton is banned, Metal Skeleton is viable, right? Yes, it is, because it's technically a different creature, has different stats. Okay, so Ataraxia versus Laura, well done. Congratulations. Will, anything spicy you missed? Well, you missed the first 3 battles in the experimental tournament test round. So let's see, Flame Mission's banned. Oh, yeah, okay. So that would be why I didn't see it there. I say there's 24 cards. I have not been able to remember them. I had 4 hours of sleep. Shut up. Okay. So next up is Shinster versus Moth. When you guys are both ready, please comment in the chat box to let me know, and then invite each other to battle. Evil Bart, you just downloaded Discord. Okay, I will send you the... I'll send everybody the invite link to Discord. It's in the chat box now. I mean, it's technically in the chat box before you hear me say this because of the way that lag works, but... Yeah. Elora says, great game, thank you, good. Gin Tonic says, hello to all. Gin Tonic, you are here. Why are you making Gallium do you fighting for you? Well, oh, jeez. Oh, me, oh, my. You'll do fine. Neon, sign you up for round 2 and 3. We don't need to sign you up for rounds 2 and 3. Neon, we just assume that you're going to fight in them. The only time you need to inform us about rounds, really, is when you're not going to be fighting them. Minibe, you've never been able to play Skathak. Yeah. Yeah, she's situational. So, yes, Shinster versus Moth. So there's Slothlord. I don't appear to have Shinster on my friends list, which is fine, because I do have Slothlord. Ooh, everybody take a little break. Let's see how this goes. Okay, looks like Shinster's ready, just waiting on Moth to be prepared. Good game, says Benasser, and I agree, that was a good game. Right down to the wire on that one. In the meantime, it looks like Lukak, and Pegasus are fighting. But Sloth is transitioning now, and here we go. Zahib, sorry, but you've taken a break from this game for some time. Ah, well, everyone needs a break. Changes as good as the rest. Shinster up at the top with 10 mutants, or 9, and the Fene hero Sloth down at the bottom with Tina and 1 mutant. Both players running light and darkness. Sloth running gold, of course, for the Tina, and Shinster running mana. So let's see. Kalpesh, when will your turn be? It's going to be after this one with Nick Stalker. This is bad, says Shinster. An aggressive Leopard from Sloth. Going to try to play put some pressure onto Shinster right from the start. See if you can get him to flinch, basically. See if you can just hammer down as much HP as possible. Jax's Note comes out. Book of Knowledge, of course, being banned, but Jax's Note technically having a separate effect, so not a banned card. And that puts Shinster ready to level up to 2. Sloth playing the Flying Sword in order to get that 7 damage right out there on the field. Going to allow Shinster to level up unchallenged, but take a lot of damage doing so. You'll be back in 1 or 2 months, Zohib. Okay, well, we will miss you, but I hope you have a relaxing time doing whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, so Flying Sword's attack value obviously drops. down to 4, and Sloth charges up, gaining up some resources. Okay, so 6 damage comes out. The magic missile -1 comes out and deals with that flying sword. Shinster now racking up the XP, almost halfway up to being able to level up to 3. Will he decide to counter the Leopard, or is he going to try to build up some resources first? Let's find out. Out comes the Drag to Hell. He does decide to take care of that Leopard. Of course, it's a more expensive removal than the Leopard cost to cast, but it does take all the damage off the board. Sloth levels up, both players now at level 2, and both players doing well for resources. Trap in the Castle comes out onto Shinster's side of the field. So, and a discard into mana. So, we can assume a counterspell, and obviously as soon as you see Trap, when somebody running mana, your first thought is Wolf. Sloth discards Dark card into the grave, interesting choice, and decides to bring out the Forest Fire. So, the blue card was not, in fact, a counterspell, and the Forest Fire does take care of all of those traps, putting Sloth way up in terms of XP. Shinster revives from the grave, hurting himself a little bit more, down to 10 HP, and levels up, putting himself up to 12. Zohib, you're playing Duel Links. So am I. Stop by the Discord and we'll have a fight. But as the only time you stopped is when the game crashed and you needed a fix. Sloth levels up to 3, both players up at level 3 now. Shinster at 12 HP and Sloth at 37, both players doing well for resources, pretty much even on that count. Shinster charges up twice, gaining as many resources as he possibly can. And discards a mana card into the grave. Okay, Sloth's turn. Minibe on Arc's side, it's so delayed. Oh. I mean, on Arc's side, it's so delayed. Sloth charges up twice and drops a Dragon Man Knight, a slightly altered version of the Barbarian, for those who don't know. Drag to Hell comes out, takes care of that Knight, and out comes the Princess's Shadow, Alicia, that refunds the Barbarian's cost and puts Alicia out onto the field. Shinster gonna have to deal with that now, otherwise 2 hits are going to kill him. Uses the Holy Missile in order to take care of Alicia, putting her right back into the grave. And let's see what happens there. Not a great trade for Shinster. Obviously the Dragon Man Knight just regaining its entire cost back. Sloth revives from the grave, getting his cards back out into his hand. Now, will he decide to play defensively here, or is he going to go on the offense? He's going to go on the offense again, continuing to play those cheap, low-cost creatures, forcing Shinster to rack up grave cost on his removal spells. So let's see. Shinster doing very well for mana, but not so great for light and darkness now, which could be problematic for single target removal spells. Let's find out. He charges up, it goes into darkness. Very good. Ethne, the battle. Well, everything is delayed because I have to receive it, then I have to send it to you guys, and you guys are seeing it a few seconds after I've sent it to you. So it's not delayed on my side. It's just I'm seeing it in real time, but you guys are getting everything like 30 seconds later. Drag to Hell Light comes out, and that takes care of the Leopard. Sloth charges up, gets a little bit of gold, replenishes some of the HP he lost off the revive. And let's see, and once again, and then brings out the Flying Sword. More cheap creatures, just trying to get Shinster to use up use as many removal spells as possible. Keep those grave costs racking up until somebody can get the advantage here. Of course, with every turn that ticks by, Shinster risks his maximum HP dropping. So, in the long term, Fenny as a hero is not going to work out ideally. So, Shinster is going to have to seize control of the battlefield at some point. At the moment, just trying to maintain a decent amount of resources, just trying to see just trying to keep it all going. Brings out a Phantom of the Wolf -1 aggressively, which is quite interesting, because that is going to allow Sloth to remove it unless Shinster has a counterspell. He does not. Out comes a Paralyzing Bullet. That is going to allow the Flying Sword to kill that Phantom of the Wolf immediately. Sloth revives immediately again. Is he going to use another Paralyzing Bullet? That would be unusual. More likely to charge up. Lukak, you got your Kobold Captain Zinovich now. Very nice. Congratulations. And he does decide to charge. He's going to let that Flying Sword kill the Phantom of the Wolf, for Shinster to use up more resources to stop the Flying Sword. So let's see. Majin, is this Dante's Inferno? So many drag to hells, yes. Okay, out comes another drag to hell. Yep, they must be down at the 7th circle by now. And last action on Shinster's side, will he bring out a creature, or is he going to charge up, continue to play defensively? Decides to continue to play defensively, charges up, down to 6 HP now. Sloth discards into darkness, almost certainly setting up that Princess's Shadow Alicia once again. Are we going to see a return of the Dragon Man Knight, or are we going to see something else come out into that center slot? Let's find out. We are going to see something else. We're going to see the Fiona persona come out, C2 card, something you just generally don't see, but always nice to have. Sahib, can we have a duel in an hour or two? Yes, just send me a message on the Discord server, the Arcanauts Discord server, and yeah, we can absolutely have a fight. Out comes the Drag to Hell. That is going to kill her, but out comes the Alicia, and unfortunately, that is the last action on Shinster's side. If Sloth gets this off and Shinster's Fenny ability does not activate, he is going down. He's bringing out a Leopard just in case, putting that pressure on, using up his resources. Let's see, Lukak rises. So happy about that, Fiona. Trending, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Now comes the Shadow Alicia, but Fenny's ability does, in fact, activate. Shinster survives one more round. Let's see if he can take care of both Alicia and the Leopard now. Moth is now Lukak Rai's, or Sloth, I should say, given that, is now Lukak Rai's hero, Fiona. Shinster does a triple charge. He's going to basically just gallantly bow out. Really, Sloth throwing out that Dragon Man Knight. He does not want to take any chances here with Fenny's ability activating repeatedly. He saw what happened in the tournament between Axia and Stalker. He does not want that to happen to himself. Alicia's blow comes out. Will Fenny survive this? Let's find out. Fenny does not. Shinster goes down. Congratulations to Sloth. Aren't you happy now that I put you two against each other? Very, very nicely done. Very nicely done. Okay. Oof. Fiona hype. Fiona hype indeed. Good game. Good game. Okay, up next is Kangi versus Nyx Stalker. When you guys are ready, please let me know. And let me know in the chat box, and then send a battle invite to each other. Oof. Ancalagon, you want a duel? Okay, well, we're basically coming to the end of the first round, so you can sign up for the second round. That's a free-for-all. Anybody can sign up for that one. Calpesh, you'll duel somebody once you're done with Nyx? Yeah, what? I'm not sure what you're talking about, but fine. It's so intense that Oxface started to change color. Yeah, I was like, oh my god! Congratulations to both players there. Seriously, well done. High-level dueling coming good. Calpesh is ready. Right, just waiting on Nyx then. Oof. Is it hot in here, or is it just you guys? How do I use the Discord code, Evil Bart? You literally just click on it. It's a URL. I'll send it out again, but you should just be able to literally just click on it, and it should just immediately open up Discord and sign you in. Nyx, you're logging in. Good, good. Good, good. The Carcry and Pegasus having their own little fights off in the corner, not paying attention to me. It's so hurtful. Samurai Quack is judging you silently. And now not so silently. Zohaib, you've messaged me. Check Discord. Okay, I will. Once the thing is over, obviously. Luke, sign you up for the next round. Yeah, this is the last battle of this round. The other players haven't told me that they're ready, so. It takes you to the download app you've already downloaded. Have you actually opened up the app? Have you turned it on and gone in and signed in and actually logged into it and everything? Scary Duck's not scary. Samurai Quack. He shames his ancestors. Okay, good. Looks like Nyx and Kangi are both online. So see, the transparent dog. Yeah, I don't know why. It's my green screen filter. For some reason, it picks up yellow as being the same color as green. It's like, thanks, OBS. That's weird of you. Okay, looks like Kangi and Nix are ready. We are transitioning in. Let's do this thing. Where's the Discord again? The Damberger. I've sent the link a couple of times. I'll send it again. Okay, so this is the last round, so I'll deal with everybody's problems and sign-ups immediately after this. I apologize. I'm going to focus on the fight right now. Nick Stalker up at the top with 2 mutants. Kangi down at the bottom with 2 or 3, depending on whether or not Fenny's ability activated. I wasn't paying attention. Leopard comes out, a very aggressive play by Kangi, and not something we usually see. Generally, Kangi's style is to wait, charge up a couple of times, wait for his opponent to drop something. But it looks like he's just going to play the aggressive style this time, see if he can bait out a response from Nick Stalker. Nix is thinking about it. Out comes the Kadir's Flying Sword, always a good 1-cost mana drop, and an excellent counter to Leopard, as it'll just continually regenerate its own ability. But out comes the Paralyzing Bullet, which is, of course, one of the best stops to the Kadir's Flying Sword, as it does defeat it at basically every level, which is fantastic. And out comes the surprise attack to take care of that Leopard. Nick Stalker not wanting to take any damage and wanting to make sure that he's ready to level up to level 2 when necessary. Kangi levels up to 2. Nick Stalker follows suit. Both players at pretty much even resources and health. Out comes Kadir's Flying Sword, but it is counter-summoned, which is a very interesting play there on Nick Stalker's side, a counter summon this early in the game, and Flying Sword is played. Let's see, with 1, 6, and 2, there's not an awful lot of answers Nick Stalker can have for Flying Sword. He decides to discard into light. Are we going to see... Well, what are we going to see? I have no idea. Could be an Interfectum, of course. Dual-wielding Iltutmish comes out. For those of you who don't know, because it's a TPT card and it wasn't released globally, only in Korea, that was, I'll pop it up just briefly. Prop it up briefly again, there we go. When the enemy in front tries to attack, move to the nearest empty slot away from the enemy. When targeted by a spell, disappears and reappears in another empty slot. It can't be targeted by attack spells. So, Kangi uses the surprise attack, I assume, to simply move Iltutmish out of the way, unless he wasn't aware of what the ability did, but it looks like he might have known. Out comes the Kick of the Warlord, interesting removal ability, but not too bad, given that Flame Emission is banned, as I've been told. And the Flying Sword does manage to get that 6 damage off. Out comes Magic Missile, that does shut down the Flying Sword. Both players not doing brilliantly for resources at the moment, and Nick Stalker discarding into Nature, which is quite bold, given that he already had 5 cards in the grave. Revival on Kangi's side, that does force a lot of cards then out of Nick Stalker's grave and into his hand. So if that was an Ambush Vine or similar, then that's not going to work anymore, unfortunately for Nick Stalker. Now comes that Aggressive Leopard once again. Of course, with Elf/Elephant being banned, the next go-to creature is going to be Leopard, as we have seen. Out comes a blocking Lady Share. Very interesting play by Nick Stalker there, given that this is literally a 1-turn block. Both players, of course, are very experienced. They know exactly what they're doing, so Nick Stalker must have a very good reason for wanting to ensure that he didn't take any damage for the next turn. Of course, Share goes down to the removal, and Nick takes damage, levels up to 3, and drops a Lorna out in front of that Leopard. Kangi already at level 3 could remove the Lorna, decides to do so. My deck for the card test arena was used to beat somebody, which is weird because it was a random deck, but hey. And down goes that Lorna, and off goes that Leopard's damage once again. That's another 5 damage that Nyx is taking. That's going to hurt. However, Nyx is doing very well for resources at the moment, decides to revive out of the grave, get those cards back in, and takes care of that Leopard. So, 3, 6, and 1 on Kangi's side, 3, 6, and 0 on Nick Stalker's side. Both players doing well for resources. Kangi just keeping that pressure going, trying to force removal responses rather than creature responses from Nick Stalker, just to maintain the tempo, basically. So, let's see. Zohib, are the ads for free gems and coins real? No, they are scams. Do not listen to the chat hacks. He's talking about dual links, by the way. No. Cocoon of Evolution comes out and encapsulates the Kadir's Flying Sword, preventing it from dealing its fatal damage, of course, but no... okay, so no killing coming out onto it. However, Nick Stalker may have a Lin or similar in there that might be able to be brought out and deal with that Cocoon Trap. Kangi has decided to charge up for his first action, and his second is going to charge up for a third just to maintain Strong resource lead, he is. Okay, slipping back into a slightly defensive footing, knowing that he doesn't need to press too hard now. He has the HP advantage. Magic Missile does come out to take care of that Cocoon Trap, dropping Nick Stalker down to 244, and Kangi gaining a lead now with 665. A very strong lead. Flying Sword comes out. All of these just one-cost creatures, just bam, 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 bam. All this chip damage just coming out, forcing ever more expensive responses from Nick Stalker. And Kangi charges up twice in order to maintain as much of a resource lead as he possibly can. Nick Stalker discarding into mana and drops an ambush, very expensive, 6 cost to remove a flying sword, but really no choice since it had fatal. And the Arrow of Revenge comes out, and that is going to be game with 7 cards in Nick Stalker's grave. That will cause the Arrow of Revenge to do 6 damage, and down goes Nick Stalker. Very well played on both play sides, and very good decks. Well done, well done. Lukak, you're expecting another one of Nyx's ungodly comebacks. Well, it just didn't happen this time. So it goes. So it goes. Yeah, it's known as Prodigal's Elephant Band. Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. Mabinogi Duel is a very mathematical game. There are always going to be certain cards and combinations of cards that are more, just mathematically speaking, more powerful. You've got no card draw and you only have 12 cards and they all start out in your hand. So, yeah, we ban Elf and Elephant. Leopard comes in. We ban Leopard, Hyena will come in. We ban Hyena, something else will come in. People will just use whatever's most optimal. You thought so? They thought they could scam you, Zohaib. Yeah. That it's they're just trying to get a hold of your personal information. Don't go to those sites. Okay, so well done to Kangi and Nyx. Congratulations. And that is going to be the end of the experimental test rule round. So thank you very much to Xenosama, Ethne, Snow Leopard, Enata, Atheraxia, Elora, Shinster, Moth, Kangi, and Nyx for getting involved in that. And for everybody else who signed up in Werner's Lab and did not get involved, shame on you. Shame on you. Samurai Quack is judging you. Look at those eyes. Those are the eyes of a judgy duck. All right, we are going to take just a short 5-minute break here for me to get my voice back and to organize the next 2 sub-battle rounds. So that was the end. And yes, Evil Bart, I will get try to sort out this Discord thing with you. That is the end of the experimental round. Okay, so that first round was literally people who signed up on Discord trying to help us experiment with some rules just to see whether they worked, whether they didn't, what people like, what people don't. So the first round was a very special round. The next 2 sub-battle rounds, though, are going to be back to our normal Sunday format. The second round that's coming up now is going to be a free-for-all. There are no rules, except you are not allowed to bring a gimmick deck. That is the only rule for the sub-battles. We tried using gimmick decks. People hate watching it. They hate playing against it. It was just, nobody liked it. So no gimmick decks, but that's literally the only rule. Neon, yes. No gimmicks. Yes. Samurai Duck is cute. Thank you, Pegasus. Kawaii or Kimochi Warui? Lukak, you're signing up for that sub-battle round. Okay, so let's start a new list. I go through so many post-it notes, it's crazy. I really should get that whiteboard fixed. It gave me a black hand last time. Alright, so I know that Neon's up for another fight because the duck is legitimately scary, Lukak. Good, you should fear the duck. Everyone should fear the duck. Alright, so the first round can be Neon versus Lukak. Alright, so who wants to sign up for the next round of sub-battles? It's a free-for-all, which means you can bring any deck you like, provided it is not a gimmick. But other than that, there are no rules. Majin, up for a sub-battle too? Show me what you made of. The good old crazy Majin. Okay, you got it, Majin. There we go. Majin versus... Okay, alright, hold on. Majin versus George, Kalpesh, so Kangi versus Damberger. Wow, I've turned into a doctor. I can't read my own handwriting. Damberger. Moth is game. Evil Bart. Okay, so it'll be Moth versus Evil Bart. Ancalagon. Okay, Ancalagon versus Minibe. Okay, Void also wants to go. All right. Void versus somebody. Okay. Alright, so we need somebody to fight Void. I think I got everybody so far. So far, we have Neon versus Lukak, Majin versus George, Kangi versus Damberger, Moth versus Evil Bart, Ancalagon versus Minibe, and Void versus somebody. Who wants to fight Void? Oof. While we're waiting on that, Evil Bart, your Discord problem. I don't know why you're having a Discord problem. Okay, you're in. I do not know how to pronounce your name. Korean, I assume. But so the Korean player who just said I'm in, could you put your in-game name in the chat so that people know what to call you, because we don't read Korean, unfortunately. I'll just write you down as Korean player right now. Sorry. Campus, you'll fight Void too. No, everybody gets to fight once during each round. No double ups unless we're running low, and we're not running low. Okay, so yes, Evil Bard, you're having a problem with this. I have a friend thing. Hold on, is that you? No, that's Ohib. Okay, I'll add him. George, you're fighting your waifu. Yes, you are. Yeah, so Evil Bart, I don't know what the problem is. If you have the application and it's open and it's installed onto the same thing that you're watching this live stream on, then you should just be able to post it. Okay. Yeah, all right. I don't think anybody can write your name to the Korean player. I have no idea how to pronounce that, and I don't think anybody has a keyboard that can type your name in, unfortunately. So if anybody already has him added as a friend and wants to fight in this sub-battle, that would be great. Otherwise, nobody else is going to be able to add you as a friend, so you can't do the fight, unfortunately. And CAD TM. CAD TM would be okay. CAD TM would be okay, if that was your in-game name. But we can't write Korean alphabet. Oh, your store ID is CAD TM. Okay. Minibe, you're fighting Ancalagon. Ancalagon the Black. Yeah. Oh, you can add him through the store code. Okay, so add Void. If you could add, we'll just call you CAD TM. Add through the store code. That would be good. That would be a good idea. Thank you, George. Evil Bart, to come right back to you again. If you have Discord installed on the same thing that you're watching this YouTube live stream on, you should just be able to tap on it and boom, it should just work. If it's not working for you, get in touch with me via Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, Twitter, or Line. The links to pretty much all of which should be in the description box below. And I'll see if I can walk you through it step by step. But it might be simpler if the Korean player added the English player. Yes, that's Void. He hasn't said his in-game name just yet. Could you copy paste him? Maybe? I don't know. I forget that people are like on the same phone and thing. Just let him add people or add him through the store code. Yep, that seems to be what we're doing it. Or he can add the person he's fighting. Yep. Well, I mean, it's basically Void. So if Void gives out his in-game name, then CAD TM can send him a friend's invite. Otherwise, if Void can just go to the store, CAD TM, and add the player that way. Future Moth, Discord is also a browser app. Don't need to download it. Yeah, but he seemed to be talking about it in an app specific, so I don't know. Something's wrong then, Evil Art. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else has had any problems, weirdly. I mean, maybe just restart the phone or the computer or the tablet, whatever you're on, maybe? I don't know. Void, your in-game name is AnimeBoy366. Okay, so Void, if you could go to the CAD TM store and add the player there. That'd be good. Okay. Yes, that store seems to be what everyone's agreeing on. All right, so that seems to be that. So the fights. Send the code again. Okay. Just give me a second, everybody. Everybody. We'll start literally in like 30 seconds. Okay. Majin will be right back. Very gone. Liam Taco. Okay. Well, now I'm hungry. Thanks for that, Liam. All right. So round 2. I was going to say round 1, but it's technically round 2. Yes. You just need to reboot the PC, Majin. Okay, no problem. All right. So round 2 is now filled up. No more slots available. Okay. So the fights are as follows, and please pay attention. If any of you people ask me who you're fighting, I will, I don't know, nail your moolies to a fence. Okay, first fight, Neon versus Lukak. Then Majin versus George. Then Kangi versus Damberger. Then Moth versus Evil Bart. Then Ancalagon versus Minibe. Then Void versus CAD TM, the Korean player. Tibo, you joined everybody everywhere, but nobody wasn't added you nowhere. I don't really know what that means, Tibo. I'm sorry. Okay, so Neon and Lukak, when you guys are ready, please let me know in the chat box, and then start your fight. Ready, set, and go. I'm gonna quickly switch that across there. I can see myself moving out the corner of my eye. It's freaking me out. Bart, Moth. Moth. Minibe is his IGN, Ancalagon. Where are we? What do we got? It's Neon versus Lukak, isn't it? Yes. So Neon and Lukak are both online. Good, good. Oof. Whoops. Dropped the cap. Oh, it's freezing outside, and yet I am boiling. This live stream goes on much longer, I'll take my shirt off. Lose all my subscribers. Turn into an entirely different kind of live stream. Right, that looks like they're transitioning. Good, good. Evil Bart, you'll be back. Going to Discord browser. Okie doke. Alright, here we go. Luke versus Neon. For Arcadean. Ave Arcadean. Te morituri salutant. Okay, Neon works up at the top with the Elysis hero and 1 mutant. And Lukak right down at the bottom with a neutral female hero and no mutants. Both players using, what is that, nature and light. And Lukak are using gold and Neon using darkness. Let's see. George, if I take my shirt off, I'll transform into a warlord. Awesome. With don't I wish. Out comes the Leopard, immediately countered by a drag to hell, an aggressive removal, which is immediately countered by that hidden spider. Unfortunate for Neon work. Spent 2 to remove a single cost creature, and then got the hidden spider in the face. Out comes the Lady Share, putting Neon into an unfortunate position here. Has to remove or play a creature or something to stop that Lady Share from transforming. Really don't want that on the field. Out comes the Golden Garden Cat. We know it, we love it. And now it is Lukak's turn. Does he decide to remove the Golden Garden Cat? He does. Down goes Golden Garden Cat. And Neon is now in the same position as he was in before. Does he decide to level up? Continue to take damage and allow the Share to transform? He does not. He goes for the ambush, takes care of the Lady Share, takes care of that hidden spider, which immediately, of course, resummons itself because it goes into the grave. And then its effect triggers. Next Stalker, is it still the test tournament? No, we are on to the second round now. This round is a free-for-all. The next round would still be a free-for-all probably. Ancalagon, you hate that cat. Don't hate that cat. The cat is adorable. The cat allows for a wider variety of plays. Not that a lot of people use it for a wider variety of plays, but it does at least allow for it. Beastskin Jane comes out in front of the hidden spider. Now, will the chat start crying pseudo gimmick immediately? Let's find out. Cowpesh, getting famous is hard nowadays. You get many friend requests. It's hard to delete friends. Yeah, I know how you feel. Yeah. Okay, so Lukak transforms the Jane back into a normal Jane and decides to simply hunt it right off the board. Out comes the Alicia, which refunds the Jane's cost because, of course, it was transformed before it died. And that puts the Alicia onto the board. Neon works now with very aggressive play here with the Alicia and the Jane on the field. Lukak with more resources and hit points, but in a much worse position, sort of battlefield speaking. Out comes the Holy Spear, murders everybody, takes care of that Alicia, takes care of that Jane. Of course, gets rid of his own spider, but he doesn't really mind too much about that. It's a good trade. The resources are now more even. Pardon me, in fact, almost exactly even, I think. And the Golden Garden Cat comes right back out onto the field. No gold, of course, on Neon Works side, so it can't get its super boost. But nevertheless, an extra 2 resources every turn is nothing to turn your nose up at. Let's see. Wow. Nice play. Yes. Okay, so a Goblin Bomb Squad, interestingly, coming out in front of the Golden Garden Cat. Lukak choosing not to go for a straight removal, instead going for a creature block. Decides to charge up, and it goes into gold, charges up again, and once again it goes into gold. Alright, so Neon gets the extra resources, of course, off the Golden Garden Cat, turns the Golden Bomb Squad into a cocoon, and out comes Witch Cheshire. Kitty cats for days. So that's going to make Moth very happy. Another use of Cheshire in today's live stream. Excellent. Okay, so Anime Boy and CAD TM have added each other. That's great. Can somebody tell me how to pronounce his actual name? Because I feel like it feels a little insulting. Not actually referring him by name. So down go the creatures once again. And Lady Cher is back out in the field, and that cocoon is ready to transform. So Neon's got to deal with that cocoon. He does not want that Goblin Bomb Squad to appear with double its original health and attack values. He's deciding to drop an elephant in front of the Lady Cher, which is quite interesting, and using a Holy Missile to take care of the cocoon trap. Unusual generally to see somebody play something in front of Lady Cher, because as long as a creature is on the field, she can't transform. You don't need to block her. But perhaps he just doesn't want to take that 1 damage coming out from Cher. He just wants to kill it, get it off the board. George, too bad character isn't a Cheshire. Yeah, it's too bad the hero isn't a Cheshire as well. It's a shame her ability is so completely useless. The elephant does take care of Lady Cher. She falls down. Lukak brings out a Goblin Shredder, immediately murdering that elephant and putting a 7 damage creature onto the field. Charges up, it goes into nature. Will he charge up again? If so, he'd better hope it goes into gold just for the balance. Elora, kitties! Yeah, see, Elora gets it. Kitties for days! How can you not like the kitties? We had somebody post in the Arcanauts Discord server yesterday showing a real-life Golden Garden Cat with the eye thing that I can never remember the name of. And it was adorable. Character comes out, takes that Golden Garden Cat, an expensive move, but one that will really pay off for Lukak if he manages to keep a hold of it. And that means that the Goblin Shredder, of course, will get 7 damage off onto Neon Works, taking him down to 4 HP. So Neon in an awkward situation here. Brings out Witch Cheshire in front of the Goblin Shredder as a block, hoping, I assume, that the Witch Cheshire is going to turn that Golden Garden Cat into a normal Dark Cat. So let's see. Chroma Eyeballia, you believe it's called, do you? Do you really? I don't think you believe that at all, Moth. Alright, so, out comes Lichy, switches places with that Goblin Shredder. Nicely played on Lukak's side, and that is going to, of course, going to allow the Goblin Shredder to land the finishing blow on Neon Works. A classic use of Lychee there, moving a finisher out of position so that the blocker no longer prevents the fatal damage going off. And congratulations to Lukak. Very well played on both player sides, and interesting decks as well. Good stuff. Okay. Good game. Next up, we have Majin versus George. So, when you guys are ready, please let me know in the chat, and then send each other an invite. It looks like George is on, Shinami, so good. Good. Oof. Okay, George with all the emotes for days. Are we in transition? Looks like we're in transition. Good. There we go. Lukak got stronger, says Pegasus. Yeah, he did. So, Shinami down the bottom, Matcha up at the top. Shinami with 5 mutants, because we did see the effect activate that time, and Matcha with none. Now, let's see how this goes. Teeny Hero up at the top, and Fenny Hero down at the bottom. Both players playing it very, very defensively right now, just charging up, charging up, charging up. Nobody wants to play a creature first. Nobody wants to give their opponent an opening for any removals, especially at this point where, after all this charging, there's basically no chance that they won't have a good removal waiting and ready to go. Shinami levels up to 2, and Matcha, of course, follows suit immediately afterwards. Matcha leading by 10 HP, just due to the virtue of Shinami's hero's ability activating and all of the mutants in his deck. Out comes Lady Share +1 and a Seeker Nerva. Interesting, interesting. Are we going to see a Vanished Thief's deck? Ooh. Let's see. Let's see. Evil Bart figured it out. Good. Excellent. Glad to hear it. Then welcome to the Discord. Alright, so Matcha is thinking about it, decides to drop a trap in the castle to get the Seeker Nerva's charge removed. And now what? Drop a creature? Pretty much has to drop a creature or waste a removal spell really on the Lady Share +1. Let's see. Liam, is it possible to play this game on PC? Is it only for mobile? You can only play it on PC if you use an emulator, and it's very badly optimized, so I would not, unless you have a really good deck, I wouldn't, unless you have a really good rig rather, a really good PC, you're not going to be able to run it on emulator, unfortunately. I'm running it on emulator, and you can see that it's working fine, but I have a ridiculously large RAM and processor. Neon, more control decks now, no place for your weird decks. Well, you're going, yeah, well, yeah. Lukak, you're not supposed to be playing this on PC, well, not unless you're a Korean player, they have a PC version. Oh. Alright, so Shinami's Magic Missile goes off. This is sub-battles, yes. And out comes another Lady Share +1. I am beginning to suspect that we are looking at a Vanished Thief's Book deck here. I really hope so. I really do. I do so enjoy Vanished Thief's Book decks. Okay, Matcha summons Tsubaki Yayoi. Interesting. Deciding not to bother trying to take care of those shares. Not worried about them at all. Obviously not concerned with or anticipating a Vanished Thief's Book. A capture comes out. It is blocked with a counter spell. And there's the Vanished Thief's Book. Fantastic. Shares both transform, which of course charges up the Nerevas. Charges up both of them, which is, so it goes. But that is 20 damage, just pow, immediately out onto Matcha. And thanks to the abilities, that is going to do a significant amount of damage on Matcha's side of the field. Out goes the Tsubaki's ability. Doesn't kill any of the shares, fortunately for Shinami. And Matcha is now in a really awkward position. Has to take care of both of those Lady Shares. But Nereva has has enough energy to block a single spell. Decides to block them with creatures, which is quite interesting. Counting on the fact that Shinami doesn't have enough resources to drain Nereva and to use a removal spell on the Leopard. Let's see if he's right. That is still going to be 4 damage, of course, coming out off the Nereva, and only 6 damage on Matcha's side, so he's still going to need to do something pretty brutal. Shinami levels up to 3, gains a little bit more health and resources, and out comes a Will-o'-the-Wisp, always an interesting sight. The Lady Share hammers into the Golden Bomb Squad, his ability activates and takes care of the Lady Share, and that Leopard goes down, and 4 damage comes out off Nereva. The Tsubaki does manage to kill that other Share, not managed to kill the Nereva yet, but Matcha will level up, and that'll take him out of the fatal range of the Nereva because of the health boost. So let's see. Oh, maybe not, though. He decided to revive before leveling up. An interesting choice. Yeah. He's got to do something about that Nereva, and he can't really unless he drops a creature, and that's about all he can hope to achieve. Yeah, Squee, what was that? Yeah. Yeah, realizes that he made a bit of a mistake with that move, and that is Chinami's game. Congratulations to George. Sika Nerva herself is going to land the finishing blow. Wins with a Vanished Thief's Book deck. Congratulations. I don't think any of us begrudge him that victory, and I don't think Matcha can possibly feel bad about losing to a Vanished Thief's Book deck. I mean, who feels bad about losing to a share? She's awesome. Congratulations to both. Good decks. Well played. Whew. All right. Up next is Kangi versus the Damberger. So, when you guys are ready, as ever, please let me know in the chat, and then send each other battle requests. Goody game. Oh, goody game. Moth still waiting for Evil Bart to add you. Okay, well, hopefully, I mean, I think he's a bit busy with Discord stuff, but hopefully he'll jump in and add you pretty quick, because it's Kangi versus the Damberger, and then Moth versus Evil Bart. Kapesh, why are you not able to use chats in-game? Because DevCat doesn't want you talking to people, apparently. I don't know. This is Kangi versus the Damberger. Are they in transition? Yes, in transition, good. Why is everyone playing Fenny Hero? I don't know. Imagine that was the same deck used in the tournament. Interesting. Okay, the Damberger up at the top with 1 mutant. Kangi down at the bottom with, we assume, 2. Elysis versus Fene. Both players using mana and light. And then dark up at the top and nature down at the bottom. So, Damberger's turn to start, and he's thinking about it, decides to play defensively and charges up. Unfortunately, it does go into darkness, so that's not very balanced. But let's see. Kangi discards into nature, so you've got to assume an ambush vine, and failing that, a hidden spider. Damberger brings out Book of Knowledge, risking the hidden spider. Unfortunately for him, it is, in fact, a hidden spider, and that brings Spider out onto the field. So, Kangi only halfway ready to level up, but thanks to that Arrow of Revenge and the Hidden Spider's damage, that is in fact going to put Kangi up to being able to level up immediately after the Damberger. Very nicely done. Meaning that the Damberger's quick rush using the Book of Knowledge was unfortunately wasted. Fene Hero has great tilting abilities, George. Well, yeah. In Shinsu's case, just for the hero skin, it is a cool hero skin. Yeah. Just couldn't run L, Skuld, or Tina. Yeah, because they were very specific characters. It is a cool Fene skin. Neon, you're ready for the next round? For round 3, okay. We'll do all the sign-ups then later. Alright, so that's the Golden Garden Cat. Coming out, the Holy Missile to bait out the counterspell, we assume. And there goes the Command Hunting to take care of that Golden Garden Cat with the Hidden Spider. Well predicted by Kangi there after seeing the Damberger discard into mana. Since there's no hero you'd benefit from using, so it would have been neutral otherwise. Well, yeah, I mean, you could have gone for like Belphegor or something like that. I mean, she's cute as well, I guess, but yeah. You might as well just go for the hero whose skin you like the best. I mean, apart from L, there's not really any other hero that really sort of has any kind of significant battlefield impact. I mean, L completely shuts down a lot of gimmick decks and things like that. But she's basically the only one that has like a real solid effect on the battlefield. It's weird. Okay, out comes the Golden Garden Cat of Kangi's very own. More kitties. Kitties on the field. Gotta love it. And Kangi almost ready to level up to level 3 now. Just a sliver of XP left on that. Damberger really does need to remove that Golden Garden Cat, and he does with a Drag to Hell, and even Resource Trade. But that does, of course, bring out that Hidden Spider once again. Now this, of course, is continuing to drain Kangi's nature resources. The Hidden Spider now being brought out for, I think that's third time. It's getting pretty expensive at this point. Hunter Rigete comes out onto the field, blocks the Hidden Spider, and sits there waiting to see what Kangi's going to do in terms of creature drops. Kangi, with only a decent amount of resources into mana, decides that he can't drop any creatures, can't drop any spells rather, to remove that Rigete, and instead chooses to charge up and level up. Damberger follows suit, leveling up to level 3. And does he decide to remove that Hidden Spider, let Rigete through, or is he just going to allow those two to continue to trade punches? Yeah, He does decide to continue to just let them trade punches, which is the wise option. No point in removing that hidden spider, since Forget he's going to kill it immediately next turn anyway, unless Kangi decides to use a removal spell. So let's see. Surprise attack. And there's no hero benefit from using being neutral. Yeah, Belphegor wouldn't have worked out either. Yep, so that's a fourth. I think of Belphegor as a neutral hero in the same way as I think of Cheshire as a neutral hero. Their effects just kind of meh. So Undine Aora comes out onto the field, blocking that hidden spider. That hidden spider causing Damberger so much trouble. Both players still very high on resources. Well, not very high on resources, very high on HP, and decently on at least one resource in each case. But that hidden spider just constantly sort of nibbling away. It must be so annoying. Since running triggers below hit 20 HP, yeah. Belphegor's fine. I use her when I'm using any kind of revive from the grave deck, because she just helps to, gain 2 of the HP that you lose off the revival back. It's quite useful, but I do more or less think of her as neutral. Orperia comes out and brings out the Golden Garden Cat and a discard into mana. Is that another counterspell? It's an interesting discard, given that Damberger has 5 cards in the grave and 3 cards out onto the field, which means he can only have 4 cards in his hand. So possibly not a counterspell, because he's almost certainly going to have to revive by himself very soon, just so that he can have more answers to whatever King decides to bring out. Nevertheless, that's a lot of creatures now. So Kangi summoned a creature, gets summoned by Undine. We didn't see what it was because the game had a little bit of lag there. And the Command Hunting comes out and takes care of that Orperia. Still leaves, of course, the Golden Garden Cat and the Undine Aora onto the field. A second creature is summoned. It was the Bluesy Floozy and the Kadir's Flying Sword. Now, the Bluesy Floozy, of course, because she was frozen, doesn't get to summon her Air Bomb, which is a little bit unfortunate for Kangi, but it's still a decent amount of attack damage. Evil Bart has accepted Moth's thing, apparently. Good. Excellent. That's all right. Majin, you got to go. Dinner time's approaching. Got to ask waifu now what she wants for her dinner. Yep. And then see if you can take a quick snack to your second waifu, the Queen Succubus. Thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. Hopefully you can make it to the next one. Lukak, are those feels back in the day when you were getting wrecked by Japanese players that only used an elephant and elf? Yeah. Damberger revives from the grave, as predicted. So hopefully that wasn't a counter spell that was dropped into the grave. Otherwise, that's an increased grave cost for no real return on value there. And decides to charge up. He's going to let that 15 damage come through, which is very bold. Very bold. Imagine, shh, it's a secret. I'm sorry. Now doesn't watch these live streams. That's fine. Surprise Attack comes out and takes care of the Golden Garden Cat. No extra resources for the Damberger. And another summon, which is, of course, frozen in its turn. And now Kangi has an awful lot of damage onto that field. The Phantom of the Wolf comes out of the frozen tundra and charges up Bluesy Floozy and Kadir's Flying Sword. So Damberger needs to answer both Bluesy Floozy and the Flying Sword, because either one of them alone will be able to deal fatal damage. No possibility for Fenny shenanigans, because Damberger's running a Lysis. D inner, yes. Dine. Ice Spear comes out. That is going to deal, damage, but it's not going to kill anybody, unfortunately. Maybe Damberger's just weakening them for a Holy Spear, or perhaps he's... Yes, a Holy Missile, sorry, not Holy Spear. So the Holy Missile comes out. That is going to hit into the Air Bomb, of course, though, because Bluesy Floozy, if she's targeted by anything, will redirect it into an Air Bomb. So unfortunate for Damberger, obviously not aware of that particular ability. Decides to charge up, just going to let Kangi land the finishing blows here. Kangi charges up once. They charge up twice. Evil Bite, level 15. That's fine. Level isn't an indicator of skill. It's just an indicator of how many cards you have, really. And charges up 3 times. Sportsman-like finish by Kangi and the Bluesy Floozy. You can't get what you want without paying the price. And lands a finishing blow on Damberger. Very well fought on both players' sides. Good games, good decks, well played. Kangi versus Damberger. All right, up next is Moth versus Evil Bart. Damberger, you don't play a game bluesy enough. Yeah, she's not that common, honestly. I mean, she's a good card, but I don't know, for some reason, at least anecdotally speaking, I just don't tend to see her very much in PvP. Lukak, need a card that would target one card and then kill every card on the battlefield that is of the same color. That would be interesting, yeah. Kind of like a Doppelganger's Trauma, but for resource color. That would be very powerful. CAD TM needs a Hellhound. Don't we all? Well, I don't. But it's a very good one. She used to be more common, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean, she got replaced very quickly with number 13, and then number 13 got, like, nerfed to hell. And then I think people just kind of gave up on mid-range mana creatures for a while after that. Waiting for Bart to log in. Okay. Minibe, one more until your turn. Yes, it's Moth versus Evil Bart, and then it is Minibe versus Ancalagon. We're just waiting, apparently, for Evil Bart to log in. I'll be honest, I miss number 13. I mean, I know she wasn't fair because she was a collaboration card and not everybody could get a hold of her. But I wish they would release a card, you know, like her. Not as powerful as her, but not nerfed to hell like she was for mana. That would be nice. The Damberger never got the Rigete Aora Love Fest. Yeah. Yeah. It's a fun combo. It's unfortunately just very difficult to activate. Yeah, I'm still waiting. Oh, they started apparently. Good. So, well, you say you started, but there's no transition going on my screen. No, he's refusing. No, I didn't think so. Number 13 didn't replace Bluesy very fast. You mean within like 5 months between those two? Yeah, but my point was, Lukak, right, that Bluesy Floozy was actually quite popular, quite common. You'd see a lot of decks running it, and you'd see it a lot in the sub battles and so on and so forth. And then number 13 came in, and immediately everybody stopped running stopped running Bluesy Floozy and started running number 13 because she's just better for her cost. And then number 13 got nerfed to trash tier, and then suddenly, you know, everyone was just like, oh, for Christ's sake, we're just going to stop using mid-range mana creatures. Blues didn't see much time because yeah, there was like a 3-week period where nobody was running anything but Illurin, yeah. But she was banned in our sub battles, so. Okay, so Evil Bart up at the top and Sloth Moth down the bottom. Evil Bart using the Brant Hero, which is very interesting, very unusual. No mutants, and Sloth Lord using the Cheshire Hero with 3 mutants down below. Brings out the Alpaca. So I think we're going to be looking at the classic Alpacat deck, which is always fun. Actually, one minute. That's an old thing of juice. Okay, this is a better one. Okay, Evil Bart thinking about it, not quite sure how to react to an alpaca. I think we've all had that reaction at one time or another. Blocks the alpaca with a skeleton. Sloth uses a dark magic missile in order to remove it, which summons in turn Evil Bart's hidden spider, which goes right in front of that alpaca. Unfortunate for Sloth, although maybe not. You know, at least it means that the 2 damage off that hidden spider isn't going to go right into his health. Lukakra, in your opinion, Segi's proven much more stable, maybe Taple than Bluesy in the end. Yeah, Segi's more stable, certainly. Again, not a card that I see a lot, but very, very good in the decks he's put into, absolutely. So, a lot of hellos. Hello, remember my sword? Nice to meet you. Are they flirting? I can't tell. That's creepy. Surprise attack comes out, takes care of that Goblin Bomb Squad, so this ability just goes off into the ether. Now this alpaca is going to die to this hidden spider without a removal spell from Sloth, but it's more likely that Evil Bart's going to level up and force Sloth to do the same. Now the Eagle comes out. No level up from Evil Bart. He wants to play aggressively. He's going to open up that hidden spider's damage, drain a lot of his resources, force Sloth to choose to either spend resources to remove those 2 or level up and take the 7 damage. Out comes the Cadir's Flying Sword. Sloth has chosen to block instead. Not... I wouldn't have recommended that, honestly, because the Eagle's simply going to kill it. All Evil Bart needs to do now is just level up. He gets 2 damage off onto Sloth, and the Cadir's Hidden Sword, or Flying Sword, dies, and Sloth's right back where he started. Slight misplay there, I suspect, on Sloth's side. Paralyzing Bullet comes out. That was unnecessary. Actually gives Sloth the chance to pull this back now, actually. Evil Bart keeping himself at level 1 in order to get those initial damages off. Sloth decides to level up to 2, takes the lead in terms of action points. That's 7 damage coming off, and there we go. Moth made a misplay here. Yeah, that's fine. It happens to everybody. Out comes the Ice Spear. Deals with the Hidden Spider. Deals with the Eagle. Hidden Spider summons itself right back out onto the field, of course. But with a higher attack value, but it does drain Evil Bart's nature resources. Out comes Cheshire to block that Hidden Spider, and potentially turn it into a kitty cat. So let's see. Okay, discard into nature from Evil Bart, and a hunt comes out. Okay, so I was wondering if we were if he was sort of dropping an ambush vine or a cocoon trap, but no, it was literally just to get that out of the way. Evil Bart going for an extremely aggressive playstyle here, just focusing entirely on hammering down Sloth whenever he can. Sloth brings out the light command hunting, takes care of that Hidden Spider, can't resummon itself, no nature left in Evil Bart's resources, and Sloth charges in order to gain more. Pardon me, some more resource parity. Arrow of Revenge comes out, and unfortunately for Sloth, that is going to be game with 7 cards in the grave that will trigger the Arrow of Revenge, his increased damage, and down he goes. Well played to both players there. Aside from that, slight misplay with the Gadir's Flying Sword, but well done there to both Evil Bart and Sloth. Made some big mistakes. Everybody does. Everybody does. Okay, so that was Moth versus Evil Bart. Next up is Ancalagon, the Black, versus Minibe. When you guys are ready, please let me know in chat, and then on your marks, get set, and goat. Alright. And then after Ancalagon versus Minibe, it will be Void versus, or Anime Boy, versus CAD TM. So please make sure you guys have both added each other and you're ready, and that I actually have you guys on my friends list. Be gentle, I'm only level 15, yeah. Alright, Minibe, there we are. Yep. Doop, doop. Okay. Yeah, very hardcore aggro. You don't see it often, but when you do, it can really mess you up. Okay, CAD TM is ready. That's good. We're Ancalagon versus Minibe first, and then Void versus, or Anime Boy versus CAD TM. Okay. Pegasus providing Moth with a little moral support there. Minibe, good. You're around. I can see you're there. You guys transitioning? Yep, looks like you're transitioning. Good. Where are we? Not quite in yet. There we go. And Spectate. Good. Alright, Ancalagon 666 with the Fene Hero versus Minibe down at the bottom. Ancalagon with probably 1 mutant and Minibe with 2. Ancalagon using a double color deck, which is quite interesting, given that, remember, we said no gimmicks. So, okay, let's see. Lukak, if you beat Vertu, do you become the champion? Only if you beat him in the tournament. You have to beat him in next month's tournament. Then you can be the champion. I still need to set up a little website or something somewhere so we can have a Hall of Heroes. Yeah, anyway. Minibe still thinking about it or having some internet troubles. We know that he has had difficulties before. Evil Bart, you're new, but you learned from this channel. Well, you've apparently learned very well. Good for you. Out comes the Golden Garden Cat, a very interesting play at level 1. Obviously seeing if he can bait out the Drag to Hell, which he does. Down goes the Drag to Hell and on Ancalagon's side. Minibe knowing, of course, that with 3 resources in 3 resource camps, he's going to be generating resources much faster than Ancalagon, who only has 2. So if he can force Ancalagon to continually use up removal spells, it'll work out in his favor. Wow, Skeleton countered by a turn 1 Barbarian. Fantastic. All right, so let's see how Minibe decides to deal with this. Not entirely sure. Firebolt would do it, but apart from, or a light hunt, of course. But apart from that, I don't really know how he intends on dealing with this. Decides to go with a Mukro Algesco. Interesting. So that's going to take care of that Barbarian, and down it goes. Both players ready to level up to level 2 now. Ancalagon does so, and Minibe follows suit. Okay, Skeleton gets a little bit of damage off onto Ancalagon, whose ability does apparently activate, dropping his maximum HP. Not that it matters too much at the moment, given that it drops maximum HP and not current HP. Charges up once and then drops an aggressive Leopard down in front of that Skeleton. Will Minibe choose to remove it? Almost certainly. But he may also decide to revive and bring back that Golden Garden Cat. Just try to really hammer home the resource advantage. Let's see. Okay, so he charges up the first action, and it goes into darkness. All right, so pretty nice balance there with a 2, 6, and 4. But what now? And charges up again, goes into dark. He's going to let that skeleton die. Is he saving up perhaps for an AoE? Let's find out. And Ancalagon drops a skeleton on the far left side. Kalpesh, don't just block, kill it. Kalpesh is thirsty for blood. And out comes the Goblin Gravekeeper. So let's see. Was Minibe saving up for an area of effect removal, hoping that that his opponent would overcommit? Or was he just going to let that go? He was kind of saving up. It looks like the Hellhound comes out, and that does take care of one of the creatures, weakens the other two, of course. Light Elf Hero Triss +1 comes out. Okay, and the Hellhound did get the Elysis boost. Not that it particularly needed it, but every little bit helps. So now Ancalagon is in an awkward situation with only 2 gold, so no possibility for a flame emission, and 7 into darkness. I mean, a dark ice spear is a possibility, but it wouldn't really help out too much. It wouldn't kill anybody except... no, it just wouldn't kill anybody. And it would only lower their attack values. It wouldn't drop anybody to 0 except for the Elf Archer, and really, who cares about the Elf Archers? Okay, decides to level up to 3 and charge up instead. Just going to let this damage go through, apparently. That's going to be, what, 11 damage, because the Elf Archer will kill the Leopard, the Hellhound will kill the Skeleton, and then Triss and the Elf on the right-hand side will deal their damage. So that's going to take Ancalagon down to 20 HP. Not an insurmountable number, but it will leave him with nothing on the field. So let's see, a very aggressive rush here. Out comes the Forest Fire. That is going to kill the Hellhound, the Elf Triss, and the Elf. Out comes the Skeleton Blade Man. Very interesting choice. Not playing it in front of the Elf Archer, which is smart, because you don't need to block the Elf Archer. She will target any creature that's out onto the field. Skeleton Blade Man, of course, when he dies, turns into a Skeleton Knight, and when the Skeleton Knight dies, turns into a Skeleton. So it's a very costly card to try to remove. However, if you have a transformation spell, of course, that will take care of it quite easily. Vampire comes out. The Elf Archer turns the Skeleton Blade Man into a Skeleton Knight. And what will Ancalagon do now? Decides to charge up, and it goes into darkness. Kalpesh Death Ray, could be. Moth, he knows what he's doing. It's Ancalagon. Yeah, no, I'm not denying it. Managing to do very well. Okay, so the Skeleton Knight deals a little bit of damage to the Vampire. The Vampire and the Elf Archer will both hit that Skeleton Knight down to a skeleton. New skeleton effect: when it dies, turns into a skeleton baby. That'd be adorable. Okay, so Holy Missile comes out, turns the Skeleton Knight into a skeleton. The Vampire plus the Elf Archer will kill that skeleton. As you can see, it took a long time, took a whole bunch of cards. But it does leave the Vampire out onto the field, of course, and with that 8 damage, he's still threatening. Ancalagon charges up, goes into darkness, charges up again, another into darkness. Not very helpful for him, unfortunately. A flame emission would be perfect right about now, but nothing going into gold. Has to charge up a 3rd time. That is going to be 11 damage, taking him down to 9 HP. Possibly a little bit less in case of Arrow of Revenge, and there it is. There's the Arrow of Revenge. 6 damage coming out because Ancalagon has 8 cards in his grave. And that is going to take him down to 3 HP. Minibe charging up, just trying to maintain as large a resource sleeve as possible, and revives to get the cards back into his hand. Ancalagon revives, which of course was necessary with, well, like, what was it, 7 cards in there. Takes himself down to 1 HP. Absolutely needs to answer both of these creatures immediately. But we know that Minibe has an Arrow of Revenge. And with 7 Darkness, it would be easy enough for Minibe to simply cast Arrow of Revenge on the next turn. So Ancalagon at this point is going to have to remove both the Vampire and the Elven Archer somehow. And is going to have to hope that Fenny's ability continues to activate. George with a clean kill on those skeletons. Yes, it was very nice. Vampire into Holy Missile. Very nice. And there goes the Arrow of Revenge. Will Fenny's ability activate? It does not, and Ancalagon does go down. Unfortunate for Ancalagon, but well played to both players there. Good job. Good game. George, you believe in Fenny's ability. Apparently, your belief means nothing to Fenny. Well done there to both Ancalagon and Minibe. Good fight, good fight. Okay, next up is Void, otherwise known as Anime Boy, and CAD TM. CAD TM, we're just going by that. Now, I know I had Anime Boy on my friends list. Do I still have Anime Boy on my friends list? I need to have one of them on there. My friends list is too huge. You've got to go to like 80 odd people. And of course I could scroll right past it, because apparently I scrolled right past Axia earlier, and Elora had to call me on it. I have Devil Boy. I may not have Anime Boy. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Alright, never mind. I will add somebody then. Who can I remove? Let's scroll all the way down to the bottom again. Ripmore has not been on for 15 days. So, sorry Ripmore. Off the friends list. And delete. Okay, I will add CAD TM now, just so I can spectate. And Void / Anime Boy. When you are ready, please let me know. And then we can start the fight. CAD TM. Minibe, third one. We can if there's enough interest. Okay. Well, if Void doesn't answer soon, then yes, somebody else is going to have to take his place and fight CAD TM. So let's see. There he is up there. Good. So we'll give Void, let's say, 2 minutes. Anime Boy. If Anime Boy does not log in 2 minutes, does anybody else want to fight in his place? If you're interested in fighting in Anime Boy's place, comment in the chat. First come, first served. Oh god, it's so hot in here. George, you'll volunteer. Capish, you said you're ready, but I mean, does that mean you're volunteering? I don't know. Well, it's either Calpesh or George. I'm not sure if Calpesh is actually volunteering or not. Let's say George, because Calpesh has already had 2 fights. He fought in the first round and in the second round. So, George, otherwise known as Shinami. If you can fight the CAD TM player, go to his store, send him a friend request. You'll fight in Anime Boy's place. Now let's keep refreshing just in case anybody does pop in. Doesn't look like it. Friend request sent. Good. Okay. So CADTM. Shinami will send you a friend request. TSHINAMI. Calpesh, you're up. Yes, I know, but both you and George volunteered at the same time, and Calpesh, you've already fought twice, and George has only fought once. So this can be George's second fight. So when the friend request is accepted, let me know, and let me know that you guys are about to start fighting. I'll just keep refreshing this. Yep, looks like they're transitioning. Good. Assistant Anna Special Edition looks good. Is it expensive? It's pretty expensive. It depends on what you classify as expensive, really. It's not like 5 million, but it's not cheap. Okay, so Kangi versus CAD. We'll just say CAD. Kangi versus CAD, because it's alliterative. Up at the top, Kangi with either 2 or 1 mutant, it's impossible to tell, and CAD with 3 mutants. Opens up with an aggressive skeleton, and Kangi's ability, unfortunately for him, does activate, taking him down to 22 HP. So let's see. Oh no, Kangi apparently fought. Alright. Alright, apparently Kangi's fighting, so sorry George, but you can maybe fight next. Okay, so the skeleton is blocked by a Nature Goblin Bomb Squad. And the skeleton hits into it. Nobody pays attention to me. Nobody listens to me or obeys my orders. You're all banned. Out comes the Tomb of the Solitary Man. Interesting. Okay, so CAD, anticipating obviously the skeleton dying to the Golden Bomb Squad's effect, brings out the Tomb of the Solitary Man in order to help generate darkness resources. A very clever play. But of course you'd expect no less from an 8th Dan player. And it's Kangi's turn. Once again, his ability does kick in, and he does get his maximum HP dropped. And he brings out a skeleton, which in turn combos into a command hunting, removing that Tomb of the Solitary Man. Holy Missile comes out, takes care of the skeleton. Neon, you gotta go. Mrs. Neon is in a very bad mood. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it's not anything directed towards you. Go. Pamper her like mad, man. And yeah, see you in Discord later. Thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. Kangi charges up, and CAD obviously having dropped the gold Citizen +1, a good gold card, the best version of Citizen in the game. Blocking with an elephant, which is immediately removed by a hunt, which is quite fitting, really. Citizen hunting an elephant. I can see that happening. And CAD charges up, and it goes into gold. Both players doing well for resources here, pretty much even. And pretty even for HP and EXP as well. Betrayal onto the Citizen Gold +1, which is very interesting. Use and the Ritual of Darkness. Okay. So that gives a lot of darkness resources, obviously, and the Citizen Gold's +1's ability effect doesn't properly activate. Very nicely done. Magician Masked Field comes out on the far right-hand side, of course, and as per usual with Kangi, his Anna gets summoned on the far left-hand side. Perfect positioning against CAD, who with gold almost certainly has a flame emission. Cocoon Trap comes out onto that Goblin Bomb Squad, so that Assistant Anna is going to be able to take care of that without any difficulty, and CAD is not happy about that, and understandably so. Well countered by Kangi there. Very nice, very nice. Minibe, the skeleton just wants to have a nice concert. Yeah, he does. He just wants to party. Okay, Kangi revives from the grave and charges up. Assistant Anna manages to take care of that cocoon with no difficulty whatsoever, and the Golden Bomb Squad dies, of course. Inside the cocoon, his ability cannot activate. Assistant Anna continues to strut her lovely stuff out there on the catwalk. Alright, CAD is thinking about it. With 6, 2, and 10, he's got a decent amount of gold and a really good amount of darkness, but nothing into light. Decides to bring out the Ifrit. Interesting. Really committing there with the gold, obviously taking himself down to 0. Chooses to charge up. It goes into darkness, which he can't be particularly happy about. He's got more darkness than he knows what to do with. Charges up again, and that one goes into light, much better, balancing everything out. Betrayal comes out. That's going to snag that Ifrit. That is going to be extremely unpleasant now for CAD to have to deal with. The Assistant Anna and the Ifrit now going to do a combined 18 damage. Kangi could have an Aora of Revenge in there. We don't know. He does have Dark. Brings out the Capture, pulls the Ifrit over onto his side of the field. CAD, that is. And out comes the skeleton in order to block the Assistant Anna. CAD playing a little bit defensively here, but both players not doing brilliantly for resources right now, so we can afford to do that. Paralyzing Bullet comes out. That's going to damage the skeleton enough for the Assistant Anna to kill it. Let's see. Nice capture, those is Moth. Yeah. And the Assistant Anna does manage to take down that skeleton. The Ifrit's ability activates, doesn't do too much damage to Anna, unfortunately for CAD. Only dealing 2 out of potential, 8 damage. Yeah, dealt the very lowest amount. Oh, Beastkin Jane, the special edition variant. We do love that. Such nice art, that one. right out there into the middle of the field, and that is going to be problematic for Kangi. Now, Ifrit could kill Anna immediately now, discarding to bring out the Magician Masked Field. And okay, so that'll bring out, of course, a second Anna. Ooh, okay, interesting. Very interesting. It got placed in front of Jane, so it switched places with the Magician Masked Field and got hit, and now it's got into a cutting box. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kangi's not entirely happy about that. And an aggressive Golden Bomb Squad. Kangi is just going all out here, trying to wear down his opponent as quickly as possible. Once again, unfortunately for CAD, it does not get the damage he needs to take care of that Assistant Anna off Ifrit's ability, and this could be problematic. Ifrit dying would be nice, but it has to be killed by the opponent, as you can see there. So it's not like you can suicide her in order to clear the field, unfortunately, for CAD. Now, with both the Assistant Anna and the Golden Bomb Squad out there on the field, he has to take care of one or the other. Ideally, both. He's charged twice. Says good job. There's nothing he can do, apparently. He's going to let Kangi have... well, he's not going to let Kangi have the victory. He is bowing out gracefully. Kangi, sportsmanlike finish, charges up 3 times. Anna lands her blow, and then the Golden Bomb Squad lands the finishing shot. Congratulations to both Kangi and CAD. Very high-level players, very high-level plays. Well done. Good games. Well fought. GG, screams George. Yes. Okay, well done to everybody. Nicely fought. And that is round 2 finished. Very well done. Okay, now normally we'd go for round 3, but I suspect a lot of people are really quite exhausted after all the experimentation stuff that we did in the first round, and I know that a few people have had to go already. So I will open this up to the chat. Hands up. Everybody who wants a round 3, don't feel like you have to. I am boiling. We can finish now if you want. But if anybody wants to go for a 3rd round, put your hand up in chat. If we get, let's say, at least 6 people interested, we'll do a quick 3rd round before we finish off. Otherwise, we'll finish up here with a quick tournament and Discord announcement. So, you guys have got like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Put up your hands if you want a 3rd round. Or tell me if you don't and you prefer to just move into the tournament talk, and then we can all move into the Discord party. George, any rules for round 3? We have no... I have no modifiers in mind. But I can come up with one. Lukak has to go. Okay. Evil Bart's up for another one. Minibe's up for another one. I'll write them down just in case. Thanks for streaming battle. Well, thank you for stopping by, Lukak. Always nice to have you. Okay. Alrighty. So, Moth is bowing out, Neon's not around, Lukak is bowing out, George is... So, Evil Bart and Minibe are up for a fight, but we need another 4 people in order to make it happen. Otherwise, we'll move into the tournament talk. And please do hang around for that, because it's going to be quite important if you want to get involved in next month's tournament. And then, of course, we're going to move into the Discord, and if anybody wants to have any individual fights, you can do that. Everyone's gone. Yes. Yes. Okay, so it looks like most people are fine with stopping at round 3, which, fine by me. I am boiling. I don't know why either. It's just so hot in here today. So we will stop there. All right. You'll hang around for a bit of tournament talk. Okay. You're always up for a fight, but it's up to you. Okay. Well, we need 6 people, and so far there's only 2 people that are sort of like really into it. So you can't chat and can't see chats in game. Why, Calpish? I don't know. That's weird. Maybe you need to restart your computer or your browser. Maybe. George, how's the weather there? Well, it's Scotland. So if you know anything about Scotland, the weather can, at any given time of the year, be described as grey and wet. But today, it's actually sunny and boiling. So, ha. I'm in here. I have to close all the windows. I have to close all the blinds. I have to have these big lights on me. I am cooking in my own juices. It's fine. All right, tournament talk. So, most people will know the generalities of this. Just updated the game, okay. Most people know the generalities of this, but here are a couple of specifics you may not be aware of right now. We are currently... no AC or fan, George. No, it's Scotland. Why would we have a fan in Scotland? It's always grey and wet. We have like 3 warm days every year. We've got a lot of interior heating. Absolutely, there's a lot of heating. No fans. Okay, anyway, the tournament talk. So, we are currently organizing, preparing, and talking about the rule sets and things for the tournament that will be happening next month. We put up a straw poll and we got over 50 responses to it, which is fantastic. So we are definitely having a tournament next month. It will either be the 2nd or the 3rd weekend of next month, okay? We are not pre-registering just yet, so don't worry too much about it, but if you would like to get involved in the planning stage, and you do want to have a better chance of pre-registering for the tournament in time, because I will announce it on the Discord server first, please stop by the Discord server, the Arcanauts Discord server, and I will, once again, drop the link in there for anybody who doesn't have it already. Stop by there, get involved. It's in the tournament channel, although obviously you can talk and chat and all the rest of it in any other in any other channel that you want. The Discord server is where I will announce ahead of time everything that's happening in relation to Mabinogi Duel, the tournament, every other video I'm doing, and every other live stream that I do not announce in advance. So please do stop by that if you're at all interested in getting involved in anything, or just want to talk, or want to play anything Mabinogi Duel or otherwise. As far as the tournament goes, after today's test, we are now going to start really talking about rule sets. If you are interested in the tournament, watching or participating, and you have strong feelings about what you want to see in terms of rule sets, stop by the Discord server. We are currently discussing how many decks people are going to be allowed, what kind of ban lists we're going to be having, how many people we're going to allow in the tournament. So there's a lot. Moth, you'll be involved with planning and potentially pre-registering. Good. How MB occupate? Do you mean how is Mabinogi Duel? How many people are in Mabinogi Duel? Quite a lot. Maybe you're pre-registering. We're not pre-registering just yet, but I will announce the pre-register on Discord before I announce it anywhere else. I will announce it everywhere else, but it'll be Discord first. Moth, you love to help make decisions about stuff. Well, good, get involved. Evil Bart, no gimmicks. This is one of the things that we're talking about. I know that 2 people have expressed dissatisfaction that there were no gimmicks allowed in the last tournament, but it is of course up to majority rules. We will be holding a straw poll probably tomorrow after everybody's had time to calm down and watch this archived footage and sort of think about things. So tomorrow I'll be putting up a straw poll on Facebook and in the Discord server first of course, and we'll be asking people whether they want to see gimmick decks and so on and so forth in there. George, gimmicks are allowed. Well, gimmicks were allowed for this test round. That was kind of one of the things that we were experimenting with here. Would the battles be interesting or would they be quite boring? Because when we do sub-battles, we don't do gimmicks because we tried that and everybody hated it. So we were worried about allowing gimmicks into the tournament. So that was kind of what today's test was about a little bit. So yes, that's basically it. We are now, like, as in tomorrow morning, basically like 12 hours from now, we will start really working on the rule sets and the registrations and things for the tournament. So if you are interested in anything relating to the tournament, please do stop by the Discord channel. And that's about it. Next is how many MB occupy, how many people are allowed in the tournament? We don't know yet. Probably at least 24, maybe 32. We have enough people signed up for 32 players. We had, I think, like 40-something people signed up, interested in participating. So, Minibe, no one used gimmick today. No, they didn't. Because we allowed gimmicks, and then we allowed people to ban, and people just banned the gimmicks. So, a couple of people said, "I'm using a gimmick deck," and they showed it to me, and I'm like, it's not a gimmick deck. So, yeah, there weren't really any gimmicks today. The closest we got was the Phantom of the Wolf with the trap in the castle, but that's one of the things we're going to be talking about. You know, is there any point in allowing gimmick decks and bans if people are just going to use the bans to disable the gimmick decks? This is one of the things we're going to be talking about. I mean, maybe yes, maybe no. We don't know. Majority rules. Evil Bart, you're new in the Discord, so it'll be a little slow. No, that's fine. That's fine. Moth, you did have a gimmick user today. Well, no, he showed me his deck. It's not a gimmick. It's a combo deck. It's not a gimmick deck because it doesn't fall into the definitions of gimmick that most people recognize. It had multiple answers. It was not run a checklist of things off and hope you win. It wasn't luck based. The cards comboed together, but it wasn't a gimmick deck. It's a combo deck. I know it's like a linguistics thing, but apart from the collaboration cards that were in it, if he had shown that to me for the last tournament, I would have allowed it in. Because I think the collaborations were literally the only thing that weren't allowed in, because it didn't even have any duplicates in it. It was literally viable for the last one, so... Alright, anyway, that's about it from me. So, please do stop by the Discord. We'd like to get as many people's voices heard as possible for the upcoming tournament. Evil Bart, if you don't know how you feel about gimmick, you don't need to chime in on that. That's fine. Just stop on by, get involved if you want to. If you're not, at least you're informed, right? And you can get involved whenever something comes up that you feel like getting involved in. No big deal. That's it from me now anyway. The live stream will finish. I'll do a little bit of putting all my stuff away, and I will see everybody in the Discord chat. Thanks so much for stopping by and getting involved today. I really appreciate it. And a special thank you to everybody who helped out in the first round experimental test round. That's going to provide everyone with a lot of information, which is going to be very helpful when it comes to deciding on what the rule sets are going to be for the upcoming tournament. I appreciate it. So thank you so much for stopping by. The next scheduled live stream for Mabinogi Duel will be next Sunday, same time as today, 3 p.m. GMT +1. So hopefully I will see you all then, if not sooner. Until then, have fun and good luck.